Going on, dude? How you feeling this morning?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's week one. It's kind of hard to feel bad, right?
Yeah, especially when you already got your win, in the books with the Eagles on Friday. It feels you can just sit back, you can watch football all day. You don't have to worry about, a tight game. So yeah, I know it
Yeah,
feels
man.
good to get that win out of the way.
Yeah, it does feel good, man. It feels good to get the win in college too last night. That was nice.
Man, I mean, yeah, 10-point underdog on the road for Carolina. Never seen the defense ever playing like that. I know before the season I had been very critical on Shane Beamer's defense, his lack of physicality. I feel like he came in there and showed them some tough defense. Stewart and Kennard on the edges, just really getting to the quarterback, not even giving Brock a chance to pass the ball, even look at any receivers. I think Kentucky ran the ball 18 straight times at one
Yeah.
point because they knew they couldn't pass.
Yeah, they had some success up the middle running the ball, and that's what I kind of worry about for LSU next week. But man, it felt good. It felt good to get a little upset. It's been a while.
Yeah, it really did, especially against Kentucky too. We owed them that. It's been a little bit. I can't remember the last time we beat Kentucky. Maybe it was within the last 2 years, but I know they went on a long stretch there for a little bit.
Heck yeah, man.
Clemson covering the spread last night.
Yeah, they put a beat down on them, didn't they?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of the my buddies that are fans of Clemson that follow the spread pretty closely and betting odds. They all said like, hey man, take the they're not gonna cover.
Right.
But
That's what I said too.
yeah, and I thought I didn't think they would cover, but they kind of got back to like the Clemson of old a little bit against App State. Whether that trends forward and for the rest of the season, we'll see.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. Yeah, we got about 7 minutes till we kick off, so we'll just get our stuff together. But man, it's good to be back in here. It's good to be getting these live shows again. This is always this is the most wonderful time of the year.
It is, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to go over these games today. Trying to get my betting odds pulled up right now. I don't know why it logged me out, but let's go to sportsbook.
Yeah, fatal injury in the comment section said big news week, so that is um, definitely true. We got some. What game did you have first? Do you remember?
I got New England at Cincinnati.
Okay.
Start with the 1 o'clock games.
What are you going off of? The DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook. I clicked,
Okay, cool.
yeah, on
Okay,
DraftKings. I
cool.
went Sportsbook, NFL. Yeah.
All right, yep, I got the same thing lined up. Yeah, man,
How
it was
about
a nice college
Nebraska
football
beating
game. Oh, dude. I mean,
beating Colorado last night?
I kind of was like, I could see a good path, but I didn't expect it to be that big of a blowout, man.
I didn't either. And who was Tennessee, dude, putting it on NC State.
Yeah,
Tennessee
that
looks
was ugly.
sharp, man. Their offense is looking very, very good right now.
Yeah, they are, man.
Texas, Michigan, we watched that game together. That was wild.
Yeah, that was, man. Texas is also looking explosive, dude. And Michigan they just got to get it going on offense, man. I mean, they had a few stops on defense, but at some point, you got to give your defense a break.
Yeah, I think it returned like 9 starters on defense, and I think they're finding it hard to replace Harbaugh and McCarthy right now. The team's got to get an identity, and I think it's for Donovan Edwards, but and Loveland, the tight end, who's a great tight end, but they gotta figure that quarterback situation out. It was not good yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, man. God, I'm excited for some NFL football, dude. Thursday,
Me
Friday, like
too.
it's been like dream scenario, 5 days in a row we get good football. Yesterday
I
just didn't
know.
hit it though like I was hoping it would, man. It didn't scratch the itch.
Really, I
I
thought
wanted
it
it
hit,
to.
it hit pretty good. I think I had a lot going on, so like Saturdays, I'm always like, we got the podcast usually. We got different kind of things going on Saturdays because we're Sundays are so dedicated to the NFL and the live cast and those things. But so you tend on trying to get some of your errands done on Saturdays, so you try to
Yeah.
catch all the ACC games, SEC games. So like all the games outside of those, it's really kind of hard to get to.
Yeah, I actually ended up having plans yesterday around like 4 or 5 or at 5 o'clock, and I didn't expect Carolina to be in such a close game. So
Oh, I know,
I
man.
was the obnoxious football fan who had my phone up the whole time.
Nice. You gotta be, man.
I had
You
to,
gotta
man.
be,
I had to. No shame.
dude. Yeah, yeah. Crazy games yesterday. Who was the other game that was really big? I don't know, but I'm excited for game day to come to Columbia next week.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I was looking at tickets today. It's $64 for nosebleeds.
Nice. It's
That's
$64. That's not
tempting.
bad.
Yeah, that's tempting.
Look for me with the sign that says Divo old owes Tyler from Spartanburg an apology.
Look at me with the sign that says Stadium Pulse and it's red.
Yeah, dude, I saw that in one of the games. I think it was the Michigan one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
college football
It had
25, man.
toughest #3 Stadium Pulse.
I mean, if
That's
I'm being
hilarious.
honest, it kind of did like bring my enjoyment of college football up a good bit. But seeing a defense like this, dude, them boys are hungry, man. I mean, we could talk Carolina football all day, though. I mean,
Oh, I know. Georgia got back to business too. I mean,
yeah, but Georgia
they
just hadn't
look
let up a single
sharp.
touchdown all year.
Yeah, they're going to be in the final four for sure. Probably in the championship.
Yeah, them and
I don't know
Texas is
anybody
what
that
it's
can
looking
beat
like,
them
right?
right now. Yeah, right now I feel like Tennessee though. Don't sleep on Tennessee.
Oh
They're
yeah,
putting up a
for
lot of
sure,
points right now.
for sure. And they're already
Yeah,
in the top 10. Just beat ranked number 24 NC State last night.
yeah. I think they were ranked 14th, but after that victory, they're going to be in the top 10.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were 14. Yeah. Clemson was 25 last night. Do you think they move up after last night's win, or do you think they stay?
Yeah, it was a good win. I mean, I can't remember who all within 10 to 25 fell out or got beat, but I think they'll probably be right there on that 20 cusp. I would
I
imagine,
think it
like
was six
trying to
teams that
get.
lost. I think Notre Dame was like 18, and they lost to
Oh
who was they
yeah,
lost to? Like Nichols or
Northern.
Northern Illinois.
Yeah, one of the two. Nichols was in a game too, I believe. I
Nichols played
forget who they were
LSU.
playing.
Nichols played LSU.
That yeah,
It
yeah,
was 44-20.
yeah. Nichols kind of hung in there for a little bit.
Yeah, they ended up blocking a field goal. I saw one of the clips from with Brian Kelly yelling on the sideline. He's mad.
Last week he was just like slamming his hands down. You're just
The
not
water
good
bottle
enough.
with the water bottle
Yeah,
flying in the air.
he's just not a good
Oh
coach,
man,
man.
no, I don't
Like,
think so. I get, I don't want to get my hopes up, man, because they're still a good team at the end of the day.
for sure.
But it's possible. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen.
Yeah, we're going to be the underdog, but you know what? It's at home. That team is hungry. That defense is
They're so
hungry.
hungry, man.
And LSU didn't look that good last week.
Offense looked all right too. I mean, the one interception that Lenore Sellers had last night, it wasn't terrible, honestly. Like it wasn't some
Oh, I
lofty.
agree.
Like
Lenore
overthrew him just a
Sellers,
little bit.
yeah, Lenore Sellers. I mean, I see where he was going. The receiver was trying to sit down in front of that zone right
Yeah,
there on
he just threw it a little
that
high
cover
and
three with
lost
the
a
high
couple
safety.
tackles.
Yeah, he threw it high and it was picked off. But other than that, I mean, Sellers getting outside the pocket. I mean, the seam to Simon down the tight end seam down the middle of the field for the touchdown was nice. The scramble on the broken play to Bennett, who's made a lot of plays yesterday
Yeah, Bennett played well
from
today.
Greenville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Good to see the Gamecocks finally, look a little bit better than expected.
Yeah, right. I know. We'll turn back into a pumpkin maybe at some point this year, but it's a tough schedule, so I don't have high hopes.
Probably this week. Probably this
Yeah,
week, but
probably
we'll
this week.
see.
I'm still betting 4-8. You know.
I think that's right. I was sitting at
Five and
3, but
seven.
after that last
Five and
win,
seven.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I had this one as a loss, and I had us maybe losing one of the expected win games. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But hey, man, it's what is it, 10 o'clock right now?
Yeah, I believe it's coming up on it.
Yeah, we getting close, man. Hopefully, we can get some more people in the chat and get some questions going. But hey, if not, we're gonna be here anyway, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Dude, episode 100, predicting
Oh man, I
all the
know.
schedules, all these players, man. How long was the episode?
It was 2 hours and like 40 minutes, I believe.
Okay. So we ended up kind of going a little quicker on the back end because I feel like we were a little pressed on time, but I feel like we fit it in there pretty well. I mean, we went through every team pretty in depth.
Yeah, for sure, we did, man. And especially with having John Michael and Brent on there, I mean, it was just a perfect amount of like back and forth conversation with a very good difference of opinions. But I feel like we all kind of got to the same conclusion at the end with the Ravens being in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Ravens and Niners. I don't know what John. I think John Michael Lions, but
And I had
Lions and
Lions.
Niners, or Lions and Ravens. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's what I had as well. I had the Lions winning.
yeah, it kind of like when I got to the end, I wanted to have the Lions winning because the Niners was
Yeah.
pissing me off last week. I was like, or last year because I picked them and I fucking wore
They
the
choked.
Purdy jersey the whole year, basically. Mentally just like all in, and then the freaking Chiefs do it again. I mean, would it surprise you if they three-peat? No, would
No, it
not
wouldn't be
surprise
either.
me.
Yeah, that's right. But hey, it's 10 o'clock. Let's go ahead and kick this off with the Patriots and the Bengals, man.
Yeah, New England at Cincinnati. Cincinnati 8-point favorite. That line's been moving up and down since it came out. Last I seen, Higgins doubtful to play with the phantom hamstring.
Yeah.
Chase was like, maybe expected to play, but not. They don't really know. I mean, you're going to have to follow that up to the last minute,
Yeah,
probably.
the latest news on that was at 5 o'clock this morning. Uh, Chase is having problems with the illness, but still remains questionable for the game, but feeling better and could play. So basically, you don't know anything.
This just kind of seems like does it seem like Higgins and Chase are working together a little bit on this?
I don't know. I don't know if
I
Higgins
don't
is
want to
going
be
to
conspiracy guy because, like, honestly, Higgins has had the hamstring since 2019. It's every year, so does it really shock you that he has another hamstring tweak right before week one? Not
No, not
really,
really.
but just I don't know. It's weird. I think this game is going to be closer than expected. I think that it being on the road for New England is going to be tough. I think Cincinnati gets to win. I think 44% of people in survival are going with Cincinnati. I'm part of that
Yeah,
44%.
I'm with him.
But with these weapons of Joe Burrow being out, I think it's going to be close. New England's going to have a decent or solid secondary, but we don't know where the pass rush is coming from. They lost Judon. I think the defense is going to be good and keep them competitive in this game, but I think Joe Burrow is going to do enough. How do you feel about it? I'm taking Cincinnati. I'm taking New England +8, but I think Cincinnati wins it.
Yeah, I'll take New England to cover in that game as well, man. But I mean, the good thing is adding Antonio Gibson could be a big piece for that team. I mean, you've seen Ramondre have struggles with injury, and I think that's what this team runs through is the run game. And Antonio
Mhm.
Gibson will be a good asset. I mean, he's an okay runner, but he's a great catcher out of the backfield. And I think that's what's
He
going to
really
be
is.
really good for Brissett. And if Drake May happens to come in, it'll be good for him too.
Yeah, the other over not very high, 41. I think they were giving Cincinnati 24 points, which is not a lot of fantasy points for New England. So, like, if you can find any fantasy points for New England, I do like Ramondre Stevenson. I think that the game script's going to be fairly neutral. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be able to like blow him away with these weapons that he don't really have a lot of chemistry and timing with just yet. With Chase and Higgins being out, I do like Ramondre. I think a sneaky tight end if you're in like a 16-man league, 14-man league.
Right.
Keep an eye on Jalen Polk in this game. I think he could show some flashes.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on, I got a comment saying my mic is really low, so let me make some adjustments here. Let's go here. Hello. Hey, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
A fatal injury said, "I'm killing Zora, but Shawn, your brother's mic is really low. I don't know his name though. My name's Bryant, man. Is that better on the mic volume? I'm sure it probably said the same for you, Shawn.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, is the mic volume fine still for you?
Oh yeah, mine's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, we'll keep on going then. You got anything else for the Patriots and Bengals?
Where you at with Zach Moss and Chase Brown?
I think Zach Moss is going to be the starter. I mean, I feel like he's. He looked good last year, dude. We saw whenever Jonathan Taylor was out, and even whenever Jonathan Taylor first came back, he was. He still looked like he had a lot of juice, dude, which is surprising because of what he was like in Buffalo whenever he first came into the NFL. But
Yeah.
I could see him going out and having a really good day, especially if Jamar Chase and T Higgins are out, man. It wouldn't surprise me if he went out there and had a really, really good day. Even though the Patriots defense is always pretty solid, I believe Zach Moss will have a good day, and I think Chase Brown could, go out there and have a decent game too.
Yeah, I'm actually I kind of like Zach Moss as a starter in this game. We don't really know what the D line is going to look like for New England right now. They're missing Judon and their best D tackle I believe is out in this game. Yeah, I think I'm done with this game. Any receivers for Cincinnati you want to throw a dart throw at? I don't.
Andre Yoshivas,
Mhm.
I could see him going out and having a really good game um, if Higgins and Chase are both out, and even if just Higgins is out, I think you saw Yoshivas has kind of been a secret, a little sneaky target for Joe Burrow in the past, especially last year. I think that could be something that fantasy players should look out for.
Yeah, I agree with that. I honestly considered put him in a DFS lineup because he's so cheap
Yeah, I'm
and the
sure he
volume could
is.
be there. But
Yeah.
Arizona at Buffalo. Buffalo favored 6.5 under over 46.5. Pretty good under over there for fantasy football. Um, y'all know in one of your props took Josh Allen to throw under what 249 yards.
Yeah, I have him under 249 and a half. So we'll see. Yeah, that's not what I'm like real big on. I'll throw a dollar here and there on some wild bets.
Right, right, right. Yeah, and I can see it because we don't really know what the receivers look like in Buffalo right now. You got Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, you got Curtis Samuel. What is that? What is that going to be?
Yeah, that's right. And
Uh,
I kind of just see like it being a run heavy game. I mean, I think James Cook is going to be a great running back, and I think that James Conner and the Cardinals are going to try to slow it down, man.
yeah, I don't think the Cardinals are gonna. I think I'll take the Cardinals plus the 6.5. 6.5 seems like a lot, but Arizona might not be able to stop Buffalo, even if we could come out of this game with Buffalo blowing them out and us still not knowing who the number one is in
Yeah,
Buffalo.
that's very true, man.
You know,
That is very true.
James Cook can do enough. Josh Allen can get it to Curtis Samuel for 4 and Coleman for 3 catches, and also Kincaid gets 8 for 80 and a touchdown. But we don't know what the defense looks like on Buffalo either. I mean, a lot of pieces are coming to Arizona. Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride. James Conner is very efficient. He's getting on up there in age, but they're expecting big things in Arizona. But I
Yeah.
don't think they would.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it all runs through Kyler. I mean, we've said it before. Him coming off the injury, 2 years ago, and well, he was out, I guess, half the year last year. So I mean, it really does run through Kyler. If he can go out there and be what he was, 3 years ago with DeAndre Hopkins and that team, I mean, this team could actually be a pretty solid team. I mean, I had him deep in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl a few years ago, man.
Ramondre Stevenson or James Conner?
Give me James Conner.
I would agree with that. Okay, let's see. Who you like to lead the receivers in Buffalo? If you had to pick between Shakir, Coleman, and Curtis Samuel.
I'm probably gonna guess Shakir, but I could. I mean, well, if I'm being honest, I think it's gonna be Dalton Kincaid, but
For sure. Yeah,
um,
yeah, absolutely.
But Shakir, I mean, he's been there for a little while. Curtis Samuel could be a sneaky pick for receptions as far as like he might get some backfield work, but as far as touches, I think he'll have more than Shakir. Just I think he'll have 2 or 3 handoffs and maybe some behind the line of scrimmage passes. Curtis Samuel's kind of been that gadget guy for a lot of teams.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. My DFS just closed out. You'll have to get the next game. I'll get
Yeah,
it pulled up here in a second.
we'll see though about Josh Allen. I mean, I think there's there's a lot of question marks, like you said, in that offense and that passing game, and we'll see who comes out as the lead receiver. I think Dalton Kincaid is going to be great, but Keon Coleman is really sneaky, man. I think he could get a lot more work than we expect in the early
Especially
weeks.
in the red zone. Yeah, especially in the red zone. I think a lot of people are kind of bagging on Keon Coleman because of the separation issues, but you look at big body physical receivers, they mesh really well with gunslingers, and that's what Josh Allen is. And I
Yeah,
think that you're gonna see a lot of red zone target back shoulder throws, a lot of fades in the end zone. I don't know if I mean he could. I mean he could score a touchdown today. I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm kind of with you. I think Shakir, then maybe Samuel, and then they're going to try to work Keon Coleman in some small plays, but ultimately it's going to be Dalton Kincaid, James Cook out of the backfield, who I love this week. Both of those guys I love this week. On the Arizona side, you start McBride, you drafted him to start him. Marvin Harrison, you drafted him to
draft
start
him to
him.
start him.
Starts your guys, James Conner. Outside of
Kyler.
that, Kyler Murray. Any interest in Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch?
No, not really. I actually do have a prop for Greg Dortch that I'll get into at the end. I want to kind of put all those together because I think I have a pretty good winning lineup for that.
Okay, okay. Jacksonville at Miami. This is going to be a fun game, dude.
I think so, man. The over under is 49 and a half minus 3.5 for the Dolphins.
Yeah, this might be one of the highest under overs of the week. I mean, I got some guys in DFS in this lineup. Really excited about this game. I think that I mean Tyreek Hill can go off against anybody. You start him every week, obviously. Tua though I kind of, I was telling you before the draft, some good betting odds for MVP. I mean, if Tua can have a full healthy season, Waddle healthy, Tyreek Hill healthy, he could be a fun bet to like really, like a deep sleeper bet to win the MVP. And I think Jared Goff could be one of those too.
Yeah, I
But
love that take, man.
Devon Achane and Most are going to feast in this game. I think the running game is going to be great. The passing game is going to be great. Waddle obviously he's in. Tyreek Hill he's in. Mostert or Ramondre? Who you like between those?
Mostert or I'll give me Mostert for sure.
I agree. Higher under over,
Better
better offense,
team,
more
yeah.
opportunity. Goal line back had 20 touchdowns. I agree with that. How about Zach Moss or Mostert?
I'll still take Mostert.
I agree. And last one we'll do Mostert or James Conner.
That's tough because James Conner could. I mean, he could sneak in for 2 touchdowns. He's probably going to get some receiving work. Um, yeah, give me
I
James
like James
Conner, man.
Conner.
Give me James Conner.
I like James Conner there too, especially right now. I project James Conner to eventually get hurt because the volume is just going to be so hard for a 29-year-old running back to withstand, especially one who's come off injury 2 years in a row.
That's right.
Um, but yeah, I think he'll get it done today. On the Jacksonville side, Trevor Lawrence. How you feeling about him? Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow against New England?
Yeah, give me Joe Burrow. That
Give me
Dolphins
Trevor
defense.
Lawrence.
That Dolphins defense has been good, man. I wouldn't be surprised if you see they lost Calvin Ridley. They really didn't pick up any. I mean, they picked up Brian Thomas Jr. in the offseason, but I think it's going to take a little bit for him to get clicking. I think you're going to see a little bit more of a slower pace, just like he did at the beginning of the year last year, with ETN averaging like 2 touchdowns a game for the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, ETN is going to be great. I'm going to hit you with a lot of Joe Burrow quarter versus whoever quarterbacks that we come across here because I think
Yeah,
Joe Burrow's like he doesn't have any talent around him right now, but he's such a great player. I'm going Trevor Lawrence there. I think it's a higher under over. I think that there's really good chemistry between Kirk out of the slot, Evan Ingram. They've had years together. I think Evan Ingram is a great start this week. Brian Thompson Jr. working in two wide receiver sets with Gabe Davis. I think that he's got some potential. Gabe Davis can take the top off the defense. Whether he does in this game. He's like the mystery man. It could be 2 touchdowns this game, 0 targets the next game.
yeah.
I like Evans. I think Evans needs to be started. Evan Ingram, I'm sorry, and Travis Etienne. Lawrence, I'm starting over Burrow. I think he's going to be pretty decent in this game. And where are you at with Brian Thompson Jr.?
Yeah,
Would
Brian
you
Thomas
start him
Jr.,
or Keon
dude.
Coleman?
He, him or give me Brian Thomas Jr., honestly.
I would agree with that.
I think Keon
Brian
Coleman is
Thomas
going to come off to a
Jr.
slow start, and Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be a very good receiving option for Trevor Lawrence.
Brian Thomas Jr. or Roma Dunze at home against
Oh,
Tennessee.
that's not even close for me. I think Brian Thomas Jr. wins that easy.
Okay, okay.
Roma Dunze is
I
the
think
wide
I
receiver
think
three
Odunze.
in that offense, and a rookie
Yeah,
quarterback.
I think Odunze is that's a good take. Is going to have a pretty good day today.
He could.
Um,
He could. I don't know. I see maybe 2 or 3 catches. He might get a touchdown, but that's about all I got. I could see Brian Thomas going out there and having 5 or 6 catches and really getting some good work with the lack of
I can see that
targets
too.
in Jacksonville.
I can see that too, and they're going to have to keep up in Miami.
That's exactly right.
You
The
know.
over under. Yeah, actually, I guess I'll change that. I'll take Trevor Lawrence over Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I like that. I think Evan Ingram finds the end zone today. I think Etienne does, and I think one of these outside receivers, maybe even Christian Kirk in the slot. I mean, he could really carve him up in the red zone. Um, Christian Kirk, or let's go with Calvin Ridley
Oh, that's
against
tough,
Chicago.
man. What's the over under in the Chicago game? Probably pretty low. I'd imagine it's like 41 or
44.
something. 44, is that what it is?
Yeah, not bad.
Um, hmm. Dude, give me Christian Kirk. We don't know. We don't know about Calvin Ridley. Christian Kirk's safe, man. He's going to go out there. He's probably going to get 6, 7 catches, dude. He's probably going to have like 80 yards. He could get a touchdown.
I don't hate it, but I'm actually going to go Calvin Ridley there. I got a good feeling about it in Chicago. Let's go Christian Kirk or Deontay Johnson against New Orleans. Under over 41 and a half in that
Christian
game.
Kirk or Deontay Johnson in New Orleans.
I mean, I'm just going to take the better team. I think they're kind of the same player, except Christian Kirk has a good rapport with Trevor Lawrence, and I think Deontay Johnson's going to be really sneaky this year. I think you saw what
I think
Adam
so
Thielen
too.
did, except Deontay Johnson's not like 80 years old, so I
I
think he
think so
has a
too. I
good
like that.
chance.
Who you
Yeah.
got? Who you got winning this game? Who you got covering?
Honestly, I got the Dolphins to cover, man.
I agree. I think they're going to go in. They're going to put up 35 points. It's going to be a
Yeah.
maybe like 31 to 24, something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like want to fool around with the unders and overs in week one,
Yeah,
but
I think I'm taking the under on this game because I think the Dolphins are going to run the ball more than we expect.
you're probably right about that.
And
But
what I'm looking at is like you look at how the Chiefs offense is playing. I think that Mike McDaniel is going to kind of try to take a book out of that, where they're not going to expend all of their resources so early in the season. You see how Travis Kelsey isn't getting a whole lot of work early on, and they're trying to preserve the health of these older guys. And you got Tyreek Hill, who's an older guy. You got Jalen Waddle, who can barely stay healthy as it is.
yeah, he's
So why
fragile
not
too. Yeah.
run with those three stud running backs? You got Raheem Mostert, you got Devon Achane, and you got Jalen Wright, the rookie. I think those guys are going to go out there and they're going to be the heart of this game. Now, I think Tua's still going to throw it to them. I think they're going to get good receiving work and work on the ground. But I could see this game being a little slower, but I also could see. I mean, the thing is that if they're running, they can still bust 80-yard touchdowns because those speed on those guys are insane.
Yeah, I think they have the ability to do whatever they want to do. I think it's ultimately up to Tua to get them in the right formation, to read the defense right. It's if if he can check it down to a run when the run is efficient, if he can take there's the extra safeties in the box, which I don't think that you can't have one safety deep with Waddle, and you need two safeties deep, sometimes even three with Tyreek Hill. So, and that's why these running backs are just going to feast all fantasy year. I mean, all fantasy season. It's just going to be nasty for H and Moster if those guys can stay healthy and same. But they also need Waddle and Tyreek to stay healthy. But I guess that's the name of the game. Just depends on what the defense shows them. I think they can exploit any weakness of a defense with that team.
Yeah, for sure.
I got Miami covering too.
Yeah, I got Miami covering, but I'm gonna take the under. Honestly, 49 and a half's a lot, and I just don't believe in that Jacksonville offense as much as a lot of people do.
I'm okay with the offense. I think I had them at 8-9 this season, and I thought I was pretty optimistic with them. I think you had them at 9-8. It seems more optimistic to me. So and I feel like I feel like I'm always kind of campaigning for them a little more than you. So that's kind of weird. Houston at Indianapolis. This is going to be a very, very fun game to watch. Like we
Absolutely,
don't know,
we don't
like we
know. Yeah,
think CJ Stroud and all these weapons are going to be playoff ready, but the truth is we don't really know. I mean, Tank Dell and Nico Collins going to be fine. They have chemistry there. What does it mean bringing in Diggs, who's going to demand targets? Uh,
also
it's going
bringing
to
in
be
Joe
fun to
Mixon.
see. Bringing in Joe Mixon to help the run game. The over under is 49. I don't think it hits the over. I
I'm
don't
gonna
think.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I agree with that. I also got Houston covering the -3. I'm gonna say something, and you're probably gonna be surprised. This offense reminds me of the Eagles, except it has a better quarterback.
Oh, definitely a better pocket passer that can distribute the ball like technically better.
Right?
But the thing about Jalen Hurts is just like he's so hard to defend on his legs, man, and he
He
can
is.
pass very well. But
He is.
credit to CJ Stroud last year, he really extended a lot of plays and kept his eyes downfield. And I think if he does that in this game, I agree. I think Houston covers. I think okay, where are you going with this receiving core this week in fantasy? You got
How am I gonna rank them?
Stephon Diggs or George Pickens against Atlanta?
Oh, give me Stephon Diggs. I think that I could see them coming out there and trying to make it a point to get him a touchdown.
Okay, okay. Let's go Stephon Diggs or Terry McLaurin against the Bucks.
Mm. Give me Stephon Diggs, man.
I'll
Give
take
me Stephon
McLaurin
Diggs.
there. Okay, let's go with a Tank Dell.
Oh, give me
Tank
Tank Dell.
Dell or
Oh, Stephon Diggs. Yeah, give me Tank Dell, but keep going. Sorry.
yeah, I'll take Tank Dell there too. We'll go Tank Dell or Amari Cooper at home against the
Mm.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not gonna put my fantasy Like, I'm not going to put my week one fantasy odds in Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson's hands against the Cowboys. I'll take
The
Tank Dell.
chemistry was great last year between the two of them. Honestly, Watson didn't have chemistry with anybody else on the team, and Jokic was terrible when he was in. There wasn't a number two for him. But I mean, Amari Cooper feasted with Deshaun Watson last year. I think that chemistry is there, but like,
Yeah,
what are we getting
Cowboys
from Deshaun Watson?
defense. Cowboys defense, too.
Yeah, Cowboys defense. I like Tank Dell.
Yeah.
One more, Tank Dell, or let's go with Brandon Ayuk against Sauce Gardner and the Jets.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking Brandon Ayuk anyway. I don't care.
Brandon Ayuk definitely the better player, but I think he's got a tough matchup, and he's
He
already
does have a tough
starting. They
matchup.
already said he's going to be on a snap count, I believe. I don't think he's going to
Let
get a
me
full work.
let me ask you this: is Sauce Gardner covering Brandon Ayuk or is he covering Debo Samuel?
I would imagine with Debo Samuel moving around the field so much, they'll put Sauce Gardner on the outside with Brandon Ayuk, the more technical route runner. Go ahead and
Yeah,
shut him down, and then let like your other skill positions kind of because sometimes you're going to put a linebacker on Debo, which is try to stop him in like jet sweeps, and
yeah,
they get creative with Debo. And I think that you don't want to move Sauce Gardner around. You just go ahead and put him on the best route runner on the team, shut him down.
yeah. I don't hate that take. All right, I got one for you. What about Anthony Richardson or Joe Burrow?
Oh, that's fun. Give me Anthony Richardson this week. I think he'll get it done with his legs and a higher under over. It's not gonna look pretty in the passing game for Anthony Richardson. Been
It doesn't need to
inaccurate.
though.
It doesn't need to fantasy wise. I think the rushing yards on the ground, he's gonna have some rushing yards in this game.
Yeah,
I think it'll
absolutely,
be
man.
enough.
Especially coming off the off season. He is coming off the injury, but the good thing about that is, well, it was a shoulder injury, so it's not going to stop his health
Yeah.
for him running.
If you drafted the running backs in these games, you're starting them. I mean, Mix is probably your running back two, maybe your running back one if you punted running backs. He's going to be fine, I think. Jonathan Taylor, obviously, a smash play against Houston.
Yeah, yeah, for
Quentin
sure.
Nelson back. I mean, just go watch freaking trap plays, pull plays with Quentin Nelson, and you'll understand why the run game is so dominant. Zach Moss. I mean, Quentin Nelson wasn't there last year, but because he was injured. But him coming back healthy is really going to help Jonathan Taylor get back to that and like running back one, at least in that top five
I can't I can't
category.
express how excited I am to have Jonathan Taylor in fantasy this year. But yeah, I got you got the Texans covering this year or this week.
I got the Texans covering in this game. Yeah, I
What
think
about the
they'll
over
they'll
under?
do
You
enough.
taking
CJ Stroud will
49
get
or
it
under?
done, man.
Over or under 49?
Under 49 because I don't know if the Colts will keep up, and I think the chemistry of the Texans will look good, but not as good as we think it'll look.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you on that. Vikings at New York against the Giants. Vikings -1. It kind of surprises me with Sam Darnold at quarterback. I mean, I don't
It
know, man.
it
Give me the Giants to win this game straight up.
dude, like it kind of surprised me a little bit, but then when you realize it's at the Giants and
Yeah,
Sam Darnold's on the road, you're like, whoa, how are the Giants not favored in this game? I'm with you. I think the Giants win it straight up. I think they'll get enough done. Malik Neighbors, I mean, he's going to get the volume. We know that.
yeah.
Singletary is going to, he's not going to like be a running back two or one, but he's going to be a volume play.
I think he could be a running
Singletary
back
or Zach,
too.
Singletary or Zach Moss.
I've got them both, and I'm starting Singletary.
Okay, I think I would go Zach Moss, but I think Singletary is the safer play for sure
Yeah,
because
I got some
he's going to
big
get more
hitters.
snaps.
I got some big hitters today, and I think I just need the security and points over the high ceiling.
Yeah, outside of Singletary, I mean Singletary, he's on that Singletary or Swift, DeAndre Swift against Tennessee at
I'll
home.
take Singletary again there. You know me, I've believed in Singletary big time on the in the offseason, and I still believe in him. Dude, he looked amazing with Houston last year, and the Giants don't have a terrible O line. Like it's not awful. And you saw how they tried to feed Saquon. I mean, I think they could try to put him in this same role because they don't have any other running backs.
I'll take DeAndre Swift there. Singletary or Javante Williams against Seattle
That's a little harder. Where's the Seattle game at?
in
It's in
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Give me Singletary, man. It's a higher
I'll
over
take
under, or the over under is
Devontae.
about the same, but it's going to be a closer game script. I think Seattle's going to blow Denver out. So
I'm I'm gonna go ahead. We'll get to that game. I'll take
yeah,
Javonte Williams there. Singletary or I'm trying to go up the list here. We'll go Singletary or David Montgomery against the Rams.
yeah, give me David Montgomery. That's an easy one. I
I'd
feel
agree
like.
with that for sure, for sure. Okay, one more Singletary. Well, I think that's really about it. I feel like everything else is pretty much a starter.
All right,
Okay,
let's
so
get a little nasty. Let's go
you're pretty.
Daniel Jones or Will Levis.
Oh, that's fun right there, dude. I'm going to go.
You're going
I'm gonna
Will
go Will
Levis.
Levis.
Me too.
I don't believe, but I kinda believe.
It's
I
not that
like
I
his attitude.
believe. I think game script just matters a lot, man. I think the Giants are at a very neutral game script. I don't think the Vikings can move the ball. It's like I don't see they're having a big reason to throw the ball. I think Devin Singletary is going to get it done enough to where they can just move the chains with him. And then I think Tennessee might end up getting behind. I mean, if Caleb Williams lives up to the hype, he's going to go out there and throw for 4 touchdowns. If he does like
Yeah,
everybody thinks.
that's a good comparison there, man. Will Levis or Daniel Jones, man. Daniel Jones at home and Levis being on the road kind of makes me want to go with Daniel Jones. Plus the running ability of Daniel Jones, you know.
Can I remind you the last time that
I'm going to change that. I'm going to go Daniel Jones. I mean, he's not really good for football, but he's good for fantasy football at times. And this is kind of a game against a weak defense where he can put up 20 in fantasy.
Can I remind you the last time that we bet against Will Levis? He went out there and threw 3 touchdowns to DeAndre Hopkins, and now they add Calvin Ridley.
That one's tough, man.
And Tony Pollard, which is also a very good receiving back. I think the Titans could be a little bit of a dark horse, man.
Yeah, I think we all had him like almost dead last in our predictions, but
Yeah.
like part of Will Levis, his attitude is like, I'm gonna go out there and throw the ball down the field.
And he's
It's
confident.
none of
Yeah,
this
he's a
slants,
gunslinger.
curls, outs, flats. None of this like we'll come out with this very vanilla offense, get our quarterback comfortable, then all the safeties start creeping in, and then all of a sudden it's 3 and outs. I think that he's not scared to throw the ball down the field. I mean, he had like some of the most like 20-yard plus attempts last year. I think that's why they went out and signed Calvin Ridley because the efficiency of him getting open downfield was there. I don't know what the connection was, what the problem was. He hit 1,000 yards, but you drafted him in the 4th round last year. It didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins expected to play in this game with a knee injury. I don't expect much out of him. I do like Calvin Ridley a lot in this game. You know, I think that he can. I think he can find the end zone. You like Calvin Ridley, or do you like George Pickens against Atlanta?
I'll take Calvin Ridley, man.
I'll agree with that. I think Justin Fields is going to start for Pittsburgh today.
Yeah. Hey,
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, he is. Before we
ahead.
move too far on the Titans game, what do you have? You said we have the Giants winning. Do you take the over or under on the 41?
I will take the under. Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's already a low.
The under too.
Yeah, it's already a low under. Yeah, I think it. I don't know, man. I mean, who knows with this game? I'm staying away from this game as far as betting goes.
I got some props on this game. Well, I have one prop. I have Justin Jefferson under 89.5 yards.
Oh, you said less than, right?
Less than
Taking the
89.5, yeah. I
How
don't
can you
believe
be
it's
a-
Sam Darnold, man. It's in New
How
York.
can you be a professional quarterback and be the first pick of the draft and not be able to have the talent to get the ball to Justin Jefferson? It can't be possible. Like
It
you
can
can get the
be.
ball
It's
to
gonna
Justin.
be. It's gonna be possible today. You're gonna
It's,
see it.
and yeah, it feels like it's going to happen. It feels
Yeah.
like Sam Darnold's going to be Sam Darnold. So
Does have a good arm though. I mean, he could hit him on a deep ball and ruin that. I'm not real big on that one. That's kind of a sleeper one. I got my lineup for props at the end, but yeah, I take the Giants to win straight up in the under on that one, under 41.
I agree. I agree completely. Anything else you want to go in this game? Jordan Addison, I don't know if he's going to be on the field. I think he's questionable. Jordan
Yeah.
Addison, if he does play, or DeAndre Hopkins?
DeAndre Hopkins.
I agree with that.
I don't
I
want to
think we're all
start either.
kinda
That
out.
sucks.
Yeah, we're already down on Justin Jefferson, even though he probably could hit 150 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah.
We're already out on Justin Jefferson, and we don't think Sam
Why?
Darnold's got the volume to
Yeah.
get it to Addison. So
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, let's get back to the Titans and Bears. How do you feel about the backfield in Tennessee?
I don't care, to be honest. I think it's going to be 50-50. I think it's going to be the hot hand. I think that it's one of those backfields we're going to have to wait and see. Pollard, I think, is the better of the backs. I think probably get more of the goal line work, maybe. I don't know. They're both kind of undersized backs who can't really handle a lot of volume, and I think that's why you're going to see more 50-50. Um, but it could be efficient. It could be efficient. Pollard can catch. He's a good receiving back. 2 years ago, he was very efficient out of the backfield, spelling Zeke off the bench. Um, yeah, I lean Pollard, but I'm not. I'm not really big on the backfield in Tennessee. What about you?
Yeah, I think this backfield's going to be really good for NFL football. For
I can see that.
fantasy, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Pollard was really efficient whenever he was in a split backfield with Ezekiel Elliott in 2022.
Right,
And I
for
think
sure.
that's something that needs to be looked at because, I mean, that's what the situation is now. I
Yeah.
mean, he had less touches, like 100 or 50 less touches uh, in 2022 than he did last year, and had significantly more yards receiving
I
and
know it's
rushing and
crazy.
more touchdowns. So I think Tony Pollard could be a little sneaky. I mean, you got him probably late in your draft. I got him like the 12th round. So I could see it, but also I think Tajay Spears could take over the role. I mean, you never know, really.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Singletary or Tony Pollard.
I'll go Singletary.
I'd agree with that.
He's the for a volume aspect.
Tony Pollard or Javante Williams.
I'll take Javante.
I'll take Javante too. I think we're probably about the same with Tony Pollard then. Under over 44. I think they hit the. I think it's going to be the unders. Week one, rookie quarterback in Chicago. He is at home. I think they're going to keep it kind of. They're not going to air it out. But they're going to give him a chance to throw it. I think I'll take the under in this game. But I think I'm taking Tennessee +4.
I was kind of thinking that, but Tennessee's defense isn't like it's some great defense, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
give me the Bears to cover, dude. Give me the Bears to cover, but I will take the under.
I think on paper the Bears should cover, but I think it being week one, rookie quarterback, they're going to keep it. They're going to try their best to get him comfortable and settle him in. It's going to start slow. I think the
Let me
chemistry is
ask
not
you the real
necessarily
question.
there. Keenan Allen has the ankle injury. I think that the Bears win, but I do think that Tennessee. I'll take the 4 points in week one. 4 points is a lot, especially in a game that like we don't. This is pretty even. I feel like.
Sean, let me ask you a question. Caleb Williams or Will Levis?
Give me Caleb Williams.
Yeah, and now
The
let's go.
upside. I'm cool with the
And now
upside there. At
let's go
home.
through the wide receivers. You're taking
Okay,
every
DJ
wide receiver.
Moore.
Yeah, over Calvin Ridley, you're taking DJ Moore.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
You're probably taking Keenan Allen over Calvin Ridley.
I don't feel good about Keenan Allen this year. He's
Well,
already
he
hurt
is.
his.
Yeah, he might be at. I know he's questionable this week.
I think he's expected
Um,
to play, but
expected to play, likely to suit up, but he has been dealing with a heel injury in the last few weeks.
yeah,
But and then Roma Dunze, and then you got Cole Kmet. I mean, I think they're just better in every aspect on offense, and I think it's two weak defenses. Um, and Caleb Williams is probably going to be a better quarterback than Will Levis, and they're better running back, better tight end.
yeah, that's what I meant by like on paper, it looks nice,
Yeah.
but I think like I said, it's being week one. It's Caleb Williams' first game in the NFL.
The good
I
thing for
think he
Caleb
could come
Williams is
out.
in Chicago.
That's nice for them. Would it surprise me if Chicago covered? Absolutely not. But I think that the team that people are expecting it to be like week 5, 6 when they're like really gelling and they're all healthy. I don't think it's going to open up looking like that week one. Because most of the time you take unders in week one because we saw the O line of the Ravens. We saw how sloppy the Ravens were and how sloppy. I mean, that's going to happen, especially when you got Caleb Williams coming in his first game, all the expectations. I mean, he could come in and light it up, but yeah, I would take Caleb Williams at home over Will Levis here. But I do like Calvin Ridley over Keenan Allen in this game. But Roma Dunze, I think that he can have a big play in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Especially if Keenan Allen, is on a snap count. I mean, I don't see why not. That's a good point.
Yeah. Pittsburgh at the Falcons. Big expectation out of the Falcons. 42 under over. Falcons favored by 4. How you feel
Yeah.
about this game?
So, well, fatal injury, said it best. Big news week. Yeah, Justin Fields is going to be the starter for the Steelers. How do you feel about that?
I feel like Mike Tomlin, this is going to be a well coached team. I feel like I don't feel good about Justin Fields. I don't think any of us feel good about Justin Fields. Fantasy wise, if you're somebody who,
Like a 14
had an
team
injury
league.
like say Justin Fields or Joe Burrow,
Oh, I'll take Joe Burrow. I'm not crazy.
I'll take Joe Burrow too, but would it be surprised you if Justin Fields ran for 100 and a touchdown
No, it
on top
wouldn't.
of just like one for two picks? I don't know.
Justin Fields or Will Levis.
Justin Fields,
Justin Fields or Jaden Daniels.
Jay Daniels for sure.
Maybe.
We'll
Maybe.
get to him. I think this is a scary game for the Falcons, man. It's at home, but this is a tough defense coming in. We're going to
Absolutely.
find out a lot early. This is an early test for the offense that we think is going to be a playoff offense. Kirk Cousins is going to fix all the problems coming off the ACL injury. It was ACL? No, it was a Achilles, right? Was it
Achilles,
Achilles or
that's right.
ACL?
Yeah.
Achilles, yeah. Bijan Robinson, they're gonna make them throw. I mean, I think the Falcons win this game.
I'm taking the
And
Falcons to cover, and I'm taking the over on this game actually.
really,
Yeah, I've seen it.
it's a low under over for sure. I'll take the over two. I'll take the over two. I think the Falcons do. This is close. I think this is going to be a close game, man. I think Tomlin's going to bring these guys, and his defense is going to get after them. And Atlanta better. They haven't played any of their starters in the preseason. They better be ready because
Yeah,
this defense will be
absolutely.
ready.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
And I think they're going to run the ball good too. I mean, you got Arthur Smith coming from Atlanta to be the OC for Pittsburgh. I think that's an awesome hire, and I love how they started them against each other week one. I'm pulling for the Falcons, man. I can't stand Arthur Smith, so
he bringing Cordell Patterson with him too. So you look out for him in this game. I could see,
yeah, I
I
can
could
see him
see him
vulturing a
trying to get him
touchdown.
involved. I like the Falcons to cover here too, man. It wouldn't be surprised if it was a close game and Steelers cover but lose. Drake London or George Pickens?
Uh, I'll take I'll take George or Drake London. Sorry, Jesse
Drake
Bates.
London.
Jesse Bates is going to be great.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, there's a lot of pieces on the defense for Falcons too. Jesse Bates, the other safety, Simmons from
Yeah, Justin Simmons.
Justin Simmons, bringing in Judon. I mean, if they can all find the chemistry early, I mean, they could be nasty. Um, Drake, excuse me, Drake London or Nico Collins?
I'll take Nico Collins.
I will as well.
Nico
Drake
Collins got
London,
paid. I mean, the Texans' offense is going to roll.
Drake London, and Tank Dell.
Uh, I kind of want to take Tank Dell, man.
I will take.
There's a lot of mouths to feed. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Atlanta. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Houston, too. I mean, that's a 50-50. I don't know. That's a hard one.
I will take. I'll take. I'll take Drake London.
Yeah, he's the number one wide receiver. I don't blame you.
We'll do one more with Drake London. We'll go Drake London or let's go Terry McLaurin against the Bucks. That's not that's a pretty easy one. But I like
Yeah, I'll take Drake London
I
there.
like Drake London. Yeah, Drake London or DJ Moore. Last one.
Give me DJ Moore, man. He's
Okay,
an
okay. I
excellent
think
route.
I'll
He's an
take.
excellent route runner. Caleb Williams is probably going to be looking at him a lot, man. He's probably going to be staring him down because we saw that in the preseason. And this Steelers defense is tough. I think that's the biggest thing that's swaying my opinion.
I'm not against that. I think that's another 50-50.
Yeah,
I think the Falcons win. I don't think they cover. I think it's going to be tight. I think the under over is pretty spot on. It's going to be a sluggish defensive game. The Falcons are going to do enough on offense because they got the playmaker.
yeah, I think you're
Justin
right, man.
Fields. Justin Fields will. He'll be
He's not
running.
good for football.
Around.
He's not good
It's
for
not good
football.
for football, and I don't believe in him. And they're not going to win this game, but I like the over there. But I think the defense of Pittsburgh will keep them in it enough. I'll give me Pittsburgh +4, but I think the Falcons will win.
Yeah, I said I would take the Falcons to cover, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with that, dude. This Falcons defense is actually pretty stout. I don't see Justin Fields moving the
Yeah.
ball very well. If they can't run the ball, then the Steelers are gonna have big problems in this game.
Oh yeah, I agree with that
So
100%.
give me
And
the
Najee
over and
Harris,
give me the Falcons to cover.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I think it is an easy path for that to happen. Najee Harris not very efficient, especially earlier in the season. He always tends to pick up later in the season when bodies are worn down. He's a physical runner.
Yeah.
I do like George Pickens in this game. But secondary, if it's any good, if those players are as good as they were at other teams, and they can be those same players in Atlanta, and under a new scheme, I mean, the secondary could be nasty for the Falcons with Judon pass rushing. I mean,
Yeah.
the D line's going to be nice. I
And
mean,
Justin
the
Fields is
Falcons
throwing the
defense could
ball.
be very, very sneaky
I'm
this
really glad
season.
I didn't draft Justin Fields or George Pickens. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this game, but George Pickens, he could be double covered and still come down with the play.
Sure.
I
And you
don't
saw
mind George
Justin Fields
Pickens.
supported DJ Moore last year.
Yeah, and I think it was more of just DJ Moore out there making plays
True,
too.
but
But
George Pickens is that guy too, is what I'm saying.
he can be that guy to go get the ball. Yeah,
Kyle Pitts or Dalton Kincaid this week?
I like Dalton Kincaid.
I think I do too.
Um, I would have drafted Dalton Kincaid over Kyle Pitts, but I think that both of them have the same potential to be tied in one. I
Yeah.
just think that the Buffalo's going to have a better quarterback, and Kincaid's going to be relied upon more. He's going to get the chance for more volume. I think that the skill sets are pretty similar, and I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a phenomenal season. I think he hit 1,100. I think he could hit anywhere between 6 and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so.
We
He's
saw
already
what
been dealing with a
we saw
hamstring
what.
injury.
Yeah, that seemed like it was more of like
Blown out of proportion?
blown out of proportion. He said he skipped 2 reps in the weight room, and everybody lost their minds. And I
Yeah.
think it's just because everybody's just waiting, and they want like people who didn't draft him, they want to laugh at the people who got burnt because they've been there. You
Yeah.
know,
This is my first year having it, man, and I still
I
don't
think
feel
it's going to
great.
be
It's scary.
it is scary,
Having
but
both leagues.
I think you're going to be fine. I think you're
I
going to be
think
fine
so
with
too,
Kyle
man.
Pitts.
But yeah, I'm
Darnell
taking.
Mooney, watch out for Darnell Mooney, man. He can make some plays. Very quiet player.
I think that's a very good take. Cordero Patterson, Darnell Mooney. That's some dart throws, right? Darnell
Yeah.
Mooney or Keon Coleman?
Give me Coleman. I'll take the shot on the upside.
All right. What about Darnell Mooney or Andre Yoshivas?
Give me Mooney.
I like that. I like that. What about
Give me Mooney.
let's go Darnell Mooney or Adam Thielen?
Give me Thielen.
Yeah, I'm
Thielen,
with
the
you, dude.
chemistry's
I'm with
there.
you.
The chemistry's there.
And let's do one more: Darnell Mooney or Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I'm going to go JSN.
I'll
I
put
don't
you
feel
there
good
too.
about it, but I just think that he's just so much of a better player. And the Washington offense coordinator coming over, talking about all the morons, the way they used him last year. And it does seem with the average target was like average depth of target was like 2 yards for a guy who is a phenomenal receiver. It's like, what are you doing? But can Geno Smith support those three guys? I don't know. I give
JSN
me
could be sneaky.
JSN.
JSN could be sneaky.
He could. Carolina at New Orleans. New Orleans favored 3.5. 41.5 under over in New Orleans. Ugly game, probably. Divisional game, week one. Um, give me the Saints here at home.
Yeah, give me the
I don't know if
Saints,
they
but
cover.
give me the Saints to cover, dude. This team, we know what they are. Derek Carr's an okay quarterback. We know that. But you got Chris Olave, you got Alvin Kamara, who's actually going to be coming in healthy in week one, which we haven't seen with the Saints in what 2 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a
He's
while.
missed week one 2 years in a row. I think one was a suspension and
Yeah.
one was injury. So it's
Yeah.
like, dude, I kind of feel good about the Saints offense, man. You got Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave paired with somebody who's been there for two. It's his second year now. I mean, I think the Saints cover. I don't believe in the Panthers.
I think the Panthers defense is going to surprise people if you keep them in this game. Honestly, I don't mind the Panthers defense in a DFS matchup. I think Carr is a guy who holds onto the ball too long. I think he takes a lot of sacks. I think he is a gunslinger who forces and is going to throw some picks in this game. I do think the Saints win, and the chemistry between Olave and Carr just really wasn't there last year. I had Olave, big believer in him last year. Watched him pretty close most of his snaps last year, and it was just aggravating that Carr couldn't give him the ball. And Carr was banged up in his defense for most of the year. It was ribs, it was his shoulders, the most banged up he has ever been. in his career outside of the season and the knee injury. But I think they'll do enough. But I think the Panthers defense is going to keep them relatively in this game. But I just don't believe in Bryce Young, man. I think the game's bigger than Bryce Young. I think it's faster than he can anticipate. I think that he's undersized. Um, I do like the addition of Deontay Johnson coming in with Adam Thielen. They're two technical route runners, and 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 Bryce Young he's an anticipator. Like he's an anticipation thrower. He's going to there's going to be a lot of option routes out there for those technical route runners to find the zones, and I think that fits with Bryce Young's passing ability pretty well. The run game, I just don't think is going to be able to really do much. Stuba Hubbard's fine in fantasy, and he's okay for football, but like he's not going to break these 20, 30-yard games. It's going to help give Bryce the help he needs on the road. Miles Sanders already injured with a finger. Taysom Hill, I got him in fantasy. I punted tight end. I think he's going to be involved because uh, the running game for the Saints needs some help. But Carolina, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be enough on offense, man.
All right, I got a really tough prop question for you actually. So there's two props that the prospects tries to do the thing where they try to lure you in. They'll have like Will Levis plus or minus 0.5 rushing yards. They'll have something like that. So there's two in here that they caught my eye, and it's Miles Sanders half a receiving yard. You take an over or under on that? He is playing. He was labeled ready to go as a Thursday, so he's been healthy for a few days. He's got practice.
One catch for Miles Sanders?
1 yard.
1 yard? I'll take it. They paid him money. He's going to get a carry.
One receiving yard.
Oh, he's going to get I think he'll get a reception at the backfield. I like that.
Okay.
They paid him like a big contract. Like
I'm not going to bet on that because I'm too scared. I think I would take the under on it. I don't know that he'll even get. Yeah, I think he'll get a few carries, but I don't think they're going to have design passing plays for him.
They will. That's a good take. I don't hate on that, but I think that I don't know. It's one that's you're gonna be. It could be the fourth quarter, and you're like,
I can't do it. If you want to take some risk, bet on it.
I wouldn't bet on that either.
Not going to be me. And then the other one is Tyler Algier for the Falcons, 1 receiving yard.
Oh,
I like the over on that.
I like
the over on that, but I'm kind of scared once again, dude, because I don't know. Notoriously speaking, Kirk Cousins hasn't really liked to throw to the running back a whole lot.
Sure, he checks it down to the tight end a lot.
Yeah, he does check it down to the tight end, which is why I was so big on Kyle Pitts. But if he does, he did check it down to Dalvin Cook that year a few times whenever they were together for those, 3 or 4 years. But the problem is he wasn't doing it to the backup. And I think Bijan is more than capable of handling all the pass work they need.
Yeah, those are two tough props, man. They're definitely enticing because it's like Algier's going to get way more work. I like that one over Miles Sanders because Algier's actually a good player.
I'm with you.
I'd stay away from both of them, but if I had to pick one between the two,
either of them.
Give me the over on Algier.
I did want to bring it up though. So if you guys are on prop picks or prize picks, make sure you're watching out for some of those props that seem so easy because. I mean, even then, that prop was probably made whenever Miles Sanders was questionable. They probably want you to pick it, and then they get hurt. Like, they do try to set you up with stuff like that.
They really do. And you've been hitting on a lot of props lately, like 5 out of 6 props, 4 out of 5 props. Like, you've been hitting a lot of props, especially yesterday in college football. You hit a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm not really losing money. I'm not hitting my big money ones, but I'm not losing out. I'm at least hitting my flex plays and prize picks. What we got next? Are you taking the? You said you're taking the over in the Saints Panthers game or the under? It's 41.5.
I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to be a defensive game. I think you're starting Kamara. Derek Carr, obviously, is not even on the radar. Taysom Hill, if you're in a deep league, I started him over Goddard this past weekend. Dalton Schultz, I think I would go Dalton Schultz. I think there's still chemistry there. Brock Bowers, I probably would go Brock Bowers over Taysom Hill. Maybe.
I like that.
That's a close one. Outside of that, Chris Olave's in. Shaheed, where you at with Shaheed?
I don't know. We'll see. That's one of those ones where I'm just waiting. He's a wait and see for me,
Yeah.
I didn't take him in any drafts. I would have taken somebody like who do you got, Shaheed or Jamison Williams?
Give me, that's a tough one, man. I'm actually a believer in Jamison Williams this year. Give me Jamison Williams against a shootout, but the chemistry between Carr and Shaheed last year was very frustrating because like every deep ball, like I see Carr launch one downfield, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, Olave, and it's Shaheed, and I'm like, and he's just like blown by guys, and Carr finds him. I think that you're probably going to see him. He can take the top off of defense. Shaheed is a good deep ball receiver.
He is.
Yeah, I'll take. Let's see.
What about
I'll take Jameson Williams.
all right, so they're being in the fantasy league with you and probably most of the people that are listening are probably some of the guys that are in fantasy leagues with us. Um, there's a guy that I don't want to bring up, but I'm going to bring him up anyway. You got Rashid Shaheed or Marvin Mims this week.
Marvin Mims is a guy who was on my radar preseason last year, second round pick.
He's still
Sean
on mine.
Payton is an explosive athlete. We saw him in the punt return game. We saw him in like. It really bothered me that they didn't get him on the field over Jerry Jeudy. He was making unbelievable plays out there. I was so shocked that Sean Payton took him in the second round. He was more than efficient returning punts and making big plays out there, and they just didn't give him the ball. Now that he's the number 2, and we don't really know between Tim Patrick got cut, did he not? From Denver?
Yeah, he just got cut.
Marvin Mims is the number 2, and honestly, he could end up being the number 1 in that offense. Give me Marvin Mims, dude. Under the radar, but I think he has a chance to really
I didn't want to bring him up, but I feel like it had to be done for the viewers,
Yeah, he's been on my radar for a while now.
Yeah, and one last question: Deontay Johnson or Cortland Sutton?
That's tough.
Nasty. Nasty boys. That's my team, man. We're the nasty boys. We're gonna ask nasty questions.
Deontay Johnson or Cortland Sutton? Give me. Let's go see it. Let's go look at his under over for this Denver game, which is coming up next. Give me Deontay Johnson. It's on the road in Seattle. I mean, the under overs are terrible. I mean, I guess it's the same for both. Carolina's on the road too. I just think Deontay Johnson's the better receiver right now in his career, and Bryce Young has a little bit more experience in the NFL. It's week 1 for Bo Nix. Would it shock you if Sutton found the end zone? He always finds.
That's why I drafted him, dude. That's why I drafted him. Bo Nix looked freaking good, man.
He did, and I don't believe in Bo Nix, but
I'm
you know
a believer
what?
now, dude.
I don't believe in Bo Nix, but I will say he somehow seems like he's going to fit into that
Sean Payton, Drew Brees
offense very well. And Sean, I think that I've grown a little bit more. The temp's gone up a little bit more on Bo Nix here lately, but because of that, I think he's going to mesh well with that Sean Payton offense. But give me Sutton.
You got to go Sutton, man. You got to go Sutton over Deontay
Give me
Johnson.
Sutton. I think he has a higher chance for upside, but Deontay Johnson, I think he's I don't know. That's a very tough one.
Yeah, it is, man. I think we can move on from this game, though. Denver versus Seattle in Seattle. The over-under is 42 again. Kind of ugly, but they got Seattle minus 6.5. What do you think about this game?
I don't think Seattle covers. 6.5 is a lot of points to cover and already low under-over. I know they're expecting most of the points to come from the Seattle side, but I think Seattle wins. I think they win, 4 or 5 points, maybe 6 points. I think that line's pretty close. It's in Seattle. Geno Smith. I think the offense is going to look a lot better this year. The defense is going to be a little bit better. You get Kenneth Walker, who's going to feast in this game. DK Metcalf, I don't like him in this game. Patrick Surtain is one of the best DBs in the game, if not the best. He's right there with Sauce Gardner and Ramsey, and I think he's going to make things pretty difficult for DK Metcalf. And I'll be honest, man, I think DK Metcalf is a slightly overrated receiver. I think that sometimes he struggles with separation. He struggles with physical DBs. I know he looks the part and he makes big plays. He's a human highlight reel. But I think this game is going to be more Lockett and JSN. I can't remember who we put against JSN earlier, but now that I'm talking this out, JSN can make some plays in this game. DK Metcalf, don't get me wrong, I like DK. I think he's great for fantasy. He's great for football. If you draft him in the fourth round, I think you're going to have a great player. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I think DK is going to be great, but against Sertan, I think Sertan can shut him down.
Yeah, there's a reason why Patrick Surtain just became the highest paid DB in NFL history.
Yeah, yeah, and outside of that for Denver, I'm not big on their defense, but I think this is going to be a
It's gonna be a
Kenneth
slugfest.
Kenneth Walker game. You know, Tyler Lockett and JSN deep crossers, get them vertical, and they're going to try to take their deep shots to DK.
Yeah, how
They're
do
going
you
to have
feel
some plays to
about
DK, but
Noah Fant in this game?
I don't know, man. I think he's a wait and see. I think that I don't really know much outside of watching Washington because that's the offensive coordinator from Washington, or was it the head coach that came over for the offensive
I think it
coordinator?
was the head coach. He's the offensive coordinator now for the
No,
Seahawks.
okay, yeah. I don't really know how he gets his tight ends involved. I haven't watched enough of the offense.
Yeah,
I think that it's great for the receivers. You saw Jalen Polk and
yeah, I agree.
what's his name last year, Adunze, and they killed it. I think there's a lot of good route schemes out there for them. I don't know for the tight end. I think it's a wait and see. I wouldn't even have him on my roster right now.
I'm with
I'd
you on
wait and
that.
see for Fant. But I think that it's a deep sleeper there. Same as Dulcich on the other side. I think
Yeah, that's right.
I like him even more than Noah Fant personally.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, especially with a rookie quarterback coming in. I'm a big believer that the tight end is just a great safety valve for a rookie quarterback.
And you also see tight ends thrive when there's no uh, when there's no weapons on the outside that's been established. You saw that with a lot of teams. You saw it with Dallas Goddard when they didn't have Devontae Smith, and
Yeah,
they had the number one, and they had Dallas Goddard. You had AJ Brown. When the tight end is necessary, you have to go to him. And I think right now we don't really know with Marvin Mims, even though we think he's going to be good. Uh, I like what's his name, Greg Dulcich, right?
yeah, that's right.
Greg Dulcich, I think he's a good tight end. He's been banged up. I think that he's going to play that Jimmy Graham role. I don't think it's going to be the same production as Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham, one of the best vertical threats out of the tight end position the game's ever seen. But uh, Dulcich has potential to put up 800 yards and like 6 touchdowns, especially like you said with Bo Nix trying to get it out of his hands fast, safety valve. Dulcich is a guy I got my eye on more than Noah Fant.
Yeah, I know, like you said, I've been heating up on Bo Nix more too. I mean, as a Carolina fan, we saw him in Auburn not really do much, but in Oregon last year, dude, he got rid of the ball quick. And Sean Payton is one of the best at getting the quarterback to do that, man. We saw it with Drew Brees for years, dude. And I think I'm starting to heat up on Bo Nix a lot, man. And I think like Javante Williams is a great pass catcher out of the backfield. Dulcich could be really good to, like you said, getting rid of the ball quick. I kind of am a believer of this Denver offense a little bit, but it's once again it's a wait and see. Seattle getting the head coach from Washington as their offensive coordinator is going to be huge for those receivers. But yeah, give me Denver to cover, but I'm actually going to take the under once again. I think 6.5 is just too much, man. I think Sean Payton isn't going to get blown out by 6.5 against Geno Smith. It's not happening.
I agree with that. I think for me, like I've been a pretty decent believer in Sean Payton. Never really liked the guy, but as an offensive mind, I've always liked him. But at what point do we start thinking like it was Drew Brees?
Um,
You know,
that's a
like
good
did it
question.
really like could a above average offensive mind with Drew Brees win one Super Bowl?
That's a good point.
I'm not so sure that I just need to see something out of Peyton to like I'm starting to doubt
Yeah,
a little bit.
I don't disagree with that at all, man. We'll see. You taking the Broncos to cover here?
I'm taking them to cover. I'm taking Seattle to win at home.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Let's move on to the Raiders and the Chargers. It's our second 4 o'clock game today. Oh man, I'm excited to see both of these offenses, but more excited to see the Chargers, dude. I think that Justin Herbert could come out and really surprise us. I mean, he went late in fantasy drafts. He's been battling that injury last year, and Keenan Allen was hurt, but You got some guys coming back. They're a little bit healthy, but how do you feel about this Chargers offense?
I feel good about it. I think that they're already, as soon as Harbaugh got there, they already start building and drafting to have an identity. They bring in the offensive coordinator from Baltimore last year, and they bring his guys, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, which I'm worried about that backfield holding up. But I think the run scheme is great, and I think that they drafted to support the run scheme. And Joe Alt, who's going to be, he's an NFL ready guy. He's going to open up lanes for this guy. On top of the offensive line is going to be pretty good, adding him in there. On top of Slater, Matthew Slater still there, but or excuse me, what's the tackle's name that's still there? They drafted not too long ago. Great tackle. I can't remember his name, but
Christian
the
Slater.
offensive line is definitely going to be improved and set up for the power run. Uh, and then they go out and draft Lad McConkey, who is they're set up to power run on first and second down, keep their quarterback healthy, which is going to be great for Herbert, and then make it third and short and have a technical route runner like Lad McConkey pick up the first down for you. Outside of that, I love Josh Palmer as a deep threat. I think
Yeah.
he's a potential sneaky guy who can hit 1,000 yards. I wanted him in drafts. Um, Lad McConkey's going to move the chains if he can stay healthy. That's the biggest thing. Even Georgia fans have said, I love Lad McConkey, but he's got to stay healthy. He's already kind of coming in banged up. I think the offense already has an identity coming into the season with a solid quarterback that's not going to be on his back as much. They're going to give him somewhat of a running game, but how much of a running game is a 29-year-old Gus Edwards and a guy coming off an Achilles injury? Where we've seen the stats on Achilles injuries for running backs with James Robinson and there's been a bunch of them here lately. Javonte Williams, coming back, not really looking like we thought he would. He had an Achilles injury. It's just the first year back from an Achilles injury is inefficient.
Yeah, I'm with you,
So
man.
can
I
so
think
what are
the
we gonna
Chargers
get?
can do enough, man. I think the Chargers can do enough to win this game, but I think it will be a little sloppy, but just because, like you said, you got some older, beat up guys playing for the Chargers, but that offensive line is going to hold up, man. That's something we hadn't really got to see a whole lot of with Justin Herbert, which is why we like Justin Herbert, his ability to survive in a collapsing pocket.
Yeah, for
But I
sure.
kind of, the Raiders are interesting because, Zamir White, they got rid of Josh Jacobs. I believe in the coach, man. I believe in the coaching staff in Las
I
Vegas.
do too.
And I think Zamir White's going to be a good
I
asset
do
to this
too.
team. But I also think that Gardner Minshew, dude, is the safe quarterback that can get Devontae Adams the ball, that can get Jacoby Myers the ball. And not to mention adding Brock Bowers, dude. I think this team could come out here and almost upset the Chargers. I'm not calling for it, but
I agree.
just kidding. I am calling for it, man. This is my almost upset of the week, dude.
I like the Chargers home, but I don't hate this, man. I think that there's an
Yeah, this is my
identity with
potential
Antonio
upset of the
Pierce.
week.
Yeah, I don't hate it, man. The Chargers always underproduce. I think the culture's different now with Harbaugh. I really believe in what they're setting up. But Antonio Pierce, you looked at like how they played, even with Aiden O'Connell last year, when Josh McDaniels phony ass got out of there, and it was Antonio Pierce taking over, who brought physicality. Um, I didn't like the pick. I didn't like them taking Bowers, but it was the best player available. They took the best player available. I
Yeah, and
wanted
it's
to see
going to help.
Bowers go to the Chargers, but I think
Well, and
I'm on
not
board
only
with Joe
is
Alt.
Bowers an excellent pass catcher, he's an excellent blocker too. He's just all around great
Yeah,
tight end. Really reminds me of George Kittle. And I think that you're going to see it really help in the running game with Zamir White. You're going to see it help in the passing game because he's going to be able to block, but he's also going to be able to block and release, man. You're going to see him be that safety valve for Gardner Minshew and also
hmm
help give time for Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers to get open.
yeah, and I think this is an upgrade for Minshew, who's honestly he has a new offensive coordinator every year, doesn't matter. Has a new team every year, doesn't matter. He's gonna go out there and do his best, like Fitz Magic. He's the new age Fitz Magic. He's gonna go out there and be competitive. Throws a pick, doesn't matter. He can come back and throw 80-yard touchdown the next play.
Yeah. And he's
Then he can come
electric,
back out
dude.
and throw a pick
Sit
six.
around and
He just
Minshew.
he sits around. You got Devontae Adams better than Michael Pittman. You got Jacoby Myers way better route runner than Josh Downs. You bring in Brock Bowers, Zamir White in the power run game. I think he's going to be great. I mean, Zamir White's going to be just fine. Especially against the Chargers defense. We don't know. We expect it to be stronger, but You taking the over or the under? This might be the lowest over under
Um,
all
I'm
week.
actually gonna take the over here. I
I'm gonna
could
take the over
see.
here too. I think
I'm
this is a
taking the
good
over,
bet.
and I'm taking the Raiders to upset the Chargers in LA.
I'll take the over, and I will take the Chargers to. I'll take the Chargers to win. At the end of the day, the best quarterback's going to win this game, I think. But we'll see. I mean, if they can't give him help on the outside, Justin Herbert, and they can't establish the run game, the Raiders could run away with this game with the
Oh
weapons they
man.
have.
Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill was detained by police Sunday outside Hard Rock Stadium for a driving violation. He will play, but he was put in handcuffs. So
Oh, that's
Hill was
interesting.
cited for reckless driving,
Dang.
but he will play apparently.
That's like my boy Rasheed Rice. Let's
Oh
go. Wait till the
God,
season's over. Wait till the season's over. We don't want to talk about
that's
that.
terrible, man.
No,
Yeah,
I really don't mind that you call for an upset here because the Chargers are always like I've overrated them the past 2 or 3 years. At some point, you gotta. I don't have them making the playoffs this year, but they are my dark horse because they do have an identity. It's gonna be a fun game to watch. Divisional game. I'm gonna go Chargers. Uh, I went full around with I went full around with this game at all. But if I had to, I would take the points. I would take Raiders +3.
yeah, I'm with you there. You ready to move on?
Yeah, yeah.
Cowboys versus Browns in Cleveland. Dude, this line is insane to me. The Browns minus 2.5 against the Cowboys. There's no way I'm going with the Browns,
That
dude.
blows my mind. That's the line.
Give
Honestly,
me
it's at home.
Dallas to win for sure. Give me the win straight up.
I'll take them. Yeah, I'll take. Yeah, give me Dallas +2.5. And win straight up. Yeah, I'm with you. I picked them to win this game. It's on the road. Cleveland's defense being very underrated right now. We
Oh,
saw it last
absolutely.
year. At home, they beat the 49ers. They can win this game, but it's just Deshaun Watson for me. What are we going to see out of him?
Yeah, it's Deshaun Watson. I know people are saying that the Cowboys won't be able to run the ball. They couldn't run the ball last year. They didn't need to. Dak
True.
Prescott threw for what, 4,500 yards or something crazy last year?
That's
He
true.
balled out last year. They don't need to run the ball. Why are we worried about
That's
it?
true.
They're going to go out there. CeeDee
Um,
Lamb's healthy. They're going to throw the ball, and they're going to be successful, man.
yeah, I will say, with them not being able to run the ball in this game, Miles Garrett at home is going to get after Dak Prescott. He's back. Denzel Ward on the back end. This defense is stout. It does surprise me that they're the favorites, but also let's get the upset of the week going, man. I'm going with the Browns at home to upset the Cowboys. I think that if I guess it ain't an upset. I guess they're favorites, so it's not really an
Yeah,
upset, but it just feels like one, right?
yeah,
It
that's
just
exactly
feels
right.
like
This line blows my mind, man.
it's crazy. I guess I can't call for an upset if they're favored, but I don't know, man. I could see the path. But if Deshaun Watson just plays like garbage, they're gonna get blown out. They're gonna get blown out. You know,
Yeah, I mean, other than Amari Cooper, who do they really have to throw the ball to?
they added Jerry Judy for whatever that's worth.
Yeah,
Njoku, expected to make that jump, drum forward. We'll see.
not a bunch of great options, man. I think that you're going to see this front seven for Dallas having Deshaun running for his life if they can't get the run
I
game
agree
going with
with you.
Jerome Ford, and I don't think they will get the run game going. I mean, Dallas has been very good at stopping the run in previous years, so
I like the under over. I like the under over in this game is 42. Man, I kind of like the under.
I do too, man. We're taking a lot of the unders because I mean, like you said, week one is the perfect time to
Week
take the
one.
unders.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tough one, dude. Part of me I can see the path of the Browns winning this game, but
I
I
would love
picked
that.
Dallas to win this game. I'm gonna go with Dallas. I flip flopped on this one, but I picked them to win it before the year started. I'm gonna go with Dallas, but
Yeah, I'm with
watch
you.
this game. It's gonna be
I'll
tighter
tell
than people
you,
think.
there is one player that I'm so excited to watch, and that's my boy Rico Dowdle.
I'm too. I
Dude,
got
I'm
him. I
telling
got
you
him in
right
my
now,
league.
Rico Dowdle will get work in this game. Ezekiel
Oh yeah,
Elliott is not going to hold up. You cannot give him a full workload anymore. He's fat, he's old, he's slow. He been eating too much. You know what I'm saying? So
he
Rico
ate, he ate and
Dowdle, get
ate.
him in the game. Yeah, he ate. So get Rico Dowdle in this game. He's going to catch some passes. He's going to get some goal line work. I wouldn't be surprised if Rico Dowdle comes out of this game and we're thinking that he's going to be the lead back for the rest of the year.
I can agree with that. I mean, Zeke doesn't really have much left in the tank, and neither does Dalvin Cook. Like, what does
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Dalvin
was going
Cook
to bring up
does?
next.
Um, yeah, Rico Dowdle is a sneaky fantasy play this entire year. I think he could take over the backfield. But you got Rico Dowdle, or let's go with Gus
J.K.
Edwards.
Dobbins or Rico Dowdle. You say Gus Edwards?
Yeah,
God, I hate that. Give me.
I'm taking Gus Edwards. I
I'm
think he
taking
finds.
Gus Edwards too. That's why I said J.K. Dobbins. I couldn't put him against the starter.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm taking Rico Dowdle over J.K. Dobbins.
I would agree with that. They said they're gonna go with hot hand though, so whatever that means.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle or Austin Eckler.
Give me Rico
this,
Dowdle.
that sounds awful, right? That sounds crazy, but yeah, I'm with you there. Give me Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle or Antonio Gibson.
Rico Dowdle.
And one more. Let's go Rico Dowdle or Zach Charbonnet.
Rico Dowdle.
I like it, man. I'm really big on Rico Dowdle this week. Yeah,
It's a bad matchup.
this is a great game, though, man. This is a really good game. I'm surprised the Cowboys aren't favored, but it is in Cleveland, like you said. Pass rush. Myles Garrett is going to get after it, and the Browns have just been playing good. It really just all depends on what Deshaun Watson can do. I just don't believe, man. I do not believe, and I've seen it with the Cowboys. They've got a good passing attack. They're going to play hard on defense. Give me the Cowboys to win this.
Yeah, it's a
I'll
game
take
I'm
the
staying
underdog.
away from.
I'm with you.
The defense, the Cleveland defense, I mean, was nasty even with a 40-something-year-old Joe Flacco back there. Just don't turn it over. Just don't make mistakes. Just move the chains and like we'll win field position battles because our defense is that good. They're going to give Dallas a hard time here. I don't think Dallas is going to be able to run the ball. I think Rico Dowdle can like make some plays and has the potential to get in the end zone, but I'm not starting Rico Dowdle by any means
No,
because
absolutely
how
not.
surprised would you be once they get up to the Rico Dowdle is very inefficient against a tough defense on the road, and then they get up to the goal line and Zeke can find the end zone, and they
Yeah.
just put Zeke in, and then all of a sudden you
Yep.
got Rico Dowdle like 4 fantasy points, Zeke with like 7 because he has 30 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Both all backs being inefficient. That's the way I kind of see it going. Rico Dowdle, I don't know. I'm waiting to see on Rico Dowdle, but I see the potential.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think we can move on from this game though. Jerome
Yeah,
Ford, he's going to be great, but um, Washington versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay -4 at home. Over under of 42 points. How do you feel about this over under?
I feel like it should be over.
I feel like it should be too. I think this is a low over under in my eyes.
I think so too, and I think that I'm taking the Bucks here. I'm taking the Bucks to win this game outright, and I'm taking them to cover here. I'm not big on that pick, but they are at home. They're returning a lot of players who have a lot of chemistry together. They went to the playoffs before. You know, Rashad White is locked in that role at running back on offense. Baker Mayfield, another year in the system with Mike Evans, who is going to be consistent as he's always been. Um, and Washington doesn't have anybody on defense. Like, I mean, they got some as Jared Allen. I mean, Jared Allen said the defensive line maybe still there a little bit.
Well, they got rid of Montez Sweat and Chase Young
Yep,
last year.
yep,
I don't know. I'm with you, dude. I think the Bucks cover this. Hey, but you just don't know what Washington's going to be. I mean, Jaden Daniels threw what 52 touchdowns last year, or something crazy. It's like 42 touchdowns last year, which is
yeah,
ridiculous. I mean, he's the Heisman.
yeah,
But we just don't know what the identity of this team is. Like you got Brian Robinson coming back, but Austin Eckler's there. We don't really know what this backfield's going to be like. We really don't know what this receiving core is going to be like. I mean, with Jaden Daniels there, and the defense is beat up. I think Tampa Bay is bringing back every piece on offense, and they lost like Devin White on defense, and that's it.
yeah. I think they're at home too. Rookie quarterback on the road. I'm actually okay with Jaden Daniels this week. I think
I am
the
too.
secondary for Tampa Bay, 31st, almost dead last and giving up points to fantasy quarterbacks last year. and they just bleed in the secondary. I think that if Jane Daniels come out here and find some comfort, I think he's going to run a lot with his legs. I think Terry McLaurin is and Jane Daniels both great starts. I love Terry McLaurin this week against his weak secondary, um, who is like the clear cut number one. We
Terry
don't know who the number
McLaurin
two is.
or George Pickens?
Give me McLaurin.
McLaurin or Drake London? I don't know if we did this one or not.
I think we did. I'm going to go Drake one.
Okay, what about yeah, I guess I'm good there. I'm good. No, let's go Terry McLaurin or Garrett Wilson.
Oh, against the 49ers. Um, Give me Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And
I'm with you on that. I don't really think there's a whole lot to talk about in this game. I mean, like you said, rookie quarterback on the road against a team who has a very established identity. Rashad White, you feel good about it?
feel amazing.
Yeah, you
I
should.
think he can give you
I think you should.
15. I think he can give you 90 total yards and a touchdown as like basically the floor. Maybe
Brian
like
Robinson
I
or
think that
Zach Moss?
give me Brian Robinson. I think they're gonna he's the clear cut running back between the tackles.
Yeah.
If they get on the goal line, he's getting all the carries. Uh, and I think that he's a good back. I think he's not a great back, but he's a good back. Every bit of a back that Zach Moss is. Yeah, I think that they're going to try to run it. It's going to be tough against that front seven of the Bucks, but I think that he can get in his zone.
I think what helps him out a lot is that Brian Robinson's a great pass catcher, and so is Austin Eckler. I think those running backs are going to be actually pretty solid for football this year. I mean, I knew that Brian Robinson would be, but I think Austin Eckler will have a better year this year than. The stats were okay last year, but it looked bad last year for Austin Eckler
Yeah,
because it was. But I think he'll
yeah.
be a
It was
little
the
bit better
ankle
for football
injury,
this year.
man.
Yeah.
He never was right after the ankle injury. He came out the first few weeks looked great, and then got hurt, came back, and then was just not the same guy. If it's not the ankle injury, he's done. Like he's
All right.
done. If
All
it's
right,
not
there's
the
one
ankle injury.
player. There's one player we got to look out for in this Washington offense, and you know who that is. You can probably go ahead and
Luke
guess that one.
McCaffrey,
It's Luke McCaffrey, dude.
absolutely.
I mean,
He's already projected in the as a slot guy. They got
he's
rid
a
of Dotson
he's a
probably
McCaffrey that
because
got
he
rid
was
of
so good.
Dotson. Yeah, Luke McCaffrey could be great, and I mean they're coming in at the same time, dude. Two rookies. You know that rookie to rookie connections. It's a real thing, man. Because there's two young guys
It
that are
is.
late. They've been going and meeting before practice, and kind of getting together. That's some important news to think about, dude. Because these guys are already building a deep connection. I think Luke McCaffrey could be a sneaky little pickup for you in your fantasy leagues if you're not in fantasy with us because well he's not going to be there.
Yeah, he's already gone for us. But I totally agree, man. The work ethic's there for Luke McCaffrey. A slot receiver, you got to have work ethic.
Yeah.
And you got Terry McLaurin to take the top off the defense. I love it. I love Luke McCaffrey. I could see him really turning into a pretty solid slot receiver for Washington.
Yeah, how do you feel about Chris Godwin, man? I know you're not very big on him with Baker being the quarterback, but do you think there's any? You think what are you looking for with Chris Godwin? What's his path to success?
They moved him back to the slot, which I think he's one of the better technical route runners in the league. I don't, think he's a good player. I think that Chris Godwin is going to be an inconsistent player with Baker, who's he's a gunslinger, man. Gunslingers don't really mesh the best with technical route runners. They mesh better with Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson. You got uh, in this game Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield. Gunslingers are just always paired really well with big body receivers because as a gunslinger, you think you got the strongest arm in the league. You think you can make the tightest throws. And when you let go of that ball, you're like, oh man, that's a little tighter than I thought. But you know who can go and get that? Mike Evans can go and get
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
He
that's
just
exactly
needs
right.
opportunity. Um, yeah, I think Chris Godwin. I wasn't very big on him. We saw it last year. He was very inconsistent, but there's a path to where like he just gets all the underneath work, and in PPR he's a wide receiver three. I don't think he hits 1,000 yards this year.
I got a tough question for you. Do you think that Rashad White or Chris Godwin has more work in the passing game today?
Oh, that's a tough one right there because Rashad White's getting all the work in the passing game.
Yeah, for running backs for
Um,
sure.
I'm gonna go with Chris Godwin, but I don't really feel that great about it.
Yeah, I disagree with you, man. I think Rashad White. I mean, once again, it's week one at home. Rashad White is so inefficient, but he just continues to like break the narrative, man. He's a great player for the NFL, and
He's not terribly inefficient. He's just not exciting, you know?
yeah.
He doesn't
I think
have
that's
like
why
that
he's not exciting.
breakaway. Yeah, he just, I don't know. He doesn't like
He gets it
excite
done
you.
though.
It's a
He gets
volume
it
thing.
done, and that's
Yeah.
what you need, man. That's what you need out of a running back. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else for this game?
No, I think I'm good with this game.
Yes, we both got the Bucks to cover, and we're taking the over, right? Both of us.
Yep, for sure.
Nice. We've been agreeing on a lot of these. But the biggest over under of the week, Sunday night football, the Lions versus the Rams. Jared Goff playing his old team, man. I love this game for Sunday night football. This is like the perfect matchup for me, dude. The Lions are -4.5 at home. Once again, over under a 52.5. Give me your thoughts on this game, dude.
Start them all.
Start them all. Every one of them.
Yeah. Jameson Williams, hopefully you're in a position where you can wait and see. Obviously, you don't want to throw him into your lineup. But
Jameson Williams or Keon Coleman?
Jameson Williams.
Oh, I disagree with you on that.
I think he's going to operate in the system again. You started seeing some flashes out of it late last year. We know the talent's there.
He goes downfield and he blocks, man. And he carved himself a role in this offense, just as a great player, a strong, like dedicated to the team type of player.
I mean, the expectations. I mean, he's been very vocal, saying that he wants to be over 1,000 yards this year, and I think that like that confidence is coming from him being worked into the offense.
Yeah.
I'm pretty big on Jameson Williams this year. I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to really establish himself as the third option in the passing game. Right there with Gibbs. Laporta and Amon-Ra being the lead. David Montgomery. I think he's going to be more. He can catch the ball too.
Yeah, he can.
He can catch the ball too. I like Jameson Williams. I wouldn't start him here in this game, but
that's why I think I could see myself starting Keon Coleman. That's why I got Keon Coleman over Jameson Williams.
I think they're both right on that line, but I think that I don't know. It's I could see Keon Coleman having a touchdown, but Jameson Williams I think is just a little more established in the offense.
He could too.
I think this is the breakout for Jameson Williams this year, but
I could see that, man. The Rams, dude, so many weapons: Kyron, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. They need help. If they stay healthy, this could be a Super Bowl contending team. That was John Michael's prediction. It was the Rams versus the Ravens.
And I like it if they stay healthy. I think we both kind of are nervous about Stafford. On the episode 100, I was saying that doesn't it feel like he should have just retired after the Super Bowl, like rode off into the sunset?
God, it does feel that way, but they all do it, man. They all do it.
I'm not saying that he's done, but it's like he seems fragile. He turns the ball over a lot. If he can stay healthy, I think he's going to be fine. The weapons are unreal. He's a veteran. It's an amazing offensive scheme, but I'm worried about the health, man.
I got a hot take, and I've been really excited for this game because I wanted to announce this hot take right here on the live show.
Okay.
I think Matt Stafford gets hurt, and then Tom Brady comes out of retirement and joins the Rams.
You're crazy.
It's a hot take.
That's a fun take. That's a fun take.
Might be cold, man, but dude,
that would be funny.
Brady's itching, man. Brady's itching to come back.
He's itching.
And Matt Stafford's itching to be on the bench because he's hurt. Yeah.
The back already having back issues. I think it really. Yeah. I think they're going to run it with Kyron and Blake Corum a lot more than people think.
I do too.
I like this Rams offense. I can see them going all the way. It all depends on Stafford staying healthy. I think Detroit wins this game. I think they cover.
I think the Rams cover, man. I think the Rams cover. But 52.5 points, dude. Give me. I don't even want to guess. It's scary, dude. I think I'm taking.
I'm gonna say the under, dude. That's so high.
But dude, would it surprise you if they go out there and it's 34-30?
Not at all.
Exactly. So 52.5 though. Give me the under and give me the Rams to cover.
I'm not against it. I mean, the Rams can win this game outright. We both got them in the playoffs. This is a playoff matchup.
4.5 seems high for a really good team.
I think 52.5 is what we should be expecting, like mid-season, when these teams are like killing it in like mid-season form.
Yeah.
Week 1, there's teams in and out of training camp. Some players didn't play in the preseason. It's just always a little sloppy. Give me the under. Give me Detroit to cover at home. I don't think the Rams with no Aaron Donald, the running game for Detroit is going to make it so easy for the passing game in this game.
Wow. Sorry to cut you off, but Dak Prescott, 4-year contract, $240 million extension that makes him the highest paid player in NFL history.
Wow, that kind of came out of left field.
Yeah, hours before kickoff.
Oh man, that's a lot to process if you're Dak. If you walk out on the field,
Yeah, and you're
just becoming the highest paid player.
Probably makes you feel pretty confident.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on you too.
Maybe it puts less pressure on you because you got paid.
Yeah, for sure. But you know those guys, they want to live up to the contract.
That's right. That's right. The pride, man. The pride. Yeah.
That's interesting. Breaking news.
Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, start them all, dude. Tyler Higbee. How do you feel about him in this offense, man? Matt Stafford has always liked Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, I've never been big on Tyler Higbee. I think it's because, for one, Stafford has never really produced a top-notch tight end. You saw Brandon Pettigrew out of Oklahoma State, who was a first-round pick, go to Detroit, supposed to really help Calvin Johnson. He doesn't really go to the tight end that much. I don't think he's ever produced a tight end that's ever hit maybe over 850. I don't know. It's definitely worth looking into. And Sean McVay doesn't get the tight end involved, really. Higbee is kind of injured. I think Cody Parkinson is going to get a lot of the snaps in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, with Higbee and Parkinson already on a scheme that doesn't really get the tight end involved, with a quarterback who never really produced too much tight end work, I'm out on the tight ends because all the volume's going elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there too. I mean, Sam Laporta should be great, but yeah, dude, this game is going to be awesome, man. It's Sunday Night Football. I mean, I wouldn't want to. This is the best matchup I think we could have had. I mean, other than the Thursday and Friday night games, which I wouldn't want that any different the way that ended up. I mean, if the Ravens won, that would have been great, but still great matchups, man. Great matchups for this weekend. You got anything else for this Rams-Lions game?
No, I'm good. I'm taking Detroit to cover at home just because of the running game. I think the running game will set up the pass. Rams can keep up. And they can definitely cover. They can win outright. Just
I'm taking the Rams to cover, but I'm taking the under. Give me 27-24 Lions win.
27-24?
27-24 Lions win this game. Tough game, but Rams cover. They take the under.
I like 31-27 Lions win.
Oh, so you got the Rams covering.
Oh, no, I got 24-31, excuse me. 24-31 Lions.
Okay, cool. I like it.
The half got me.
I like it, yeah. That would be the over, though.
Let me find that line, man.
So
I'm thinking mid-season form, too. I don't know. It's gonna be a shootout for sure. I can't take the over one.
I don't blame you, man. It's gonna be a close game though, but Jets 49ers Monday Night Football. This is some aggressive. This is tough football they're gonna be playing, dude. The difference is, God, the Jets are just so banged up, dude. New York can barely stay healthy. We saw Aaron Rodgers out all year. We saw Breece Hall struggle with the freaking hamstring and the ankle. And it's like, what happens this year, man?
Yeah, I got the Jets finishing as the 7th seed in the AFC. And I'll be honest, I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
The offensive line of the Jets is mediocre at best. They got good skill position guys. I think Tyler Conklin is a sleeper. I think Tyler Conklin is a good tight end, and if he can get open, I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to find him. Aaron Rodgers is very efficient. I don't know, man. I think the talks out of camp were that Aaron Rodgers is kind of same Aaron Rodgers, like the leadership ability, like it's all about him. He's never wrong. You saw the video of him and Wilson arguing on the sideline in practice.
I think it's.
I'm not saying it's going to.
I think that offense needs that.
I'm not against that. I don't think you should blow it out of proportion. I got them as a 7th seed, 10-7. I think they lose this game. I think it doesn't look that good tonight. This is a San Francisco team they're all still there. They're going to be playing like Kansas City played the other night. It's going to look good. Stout on defense, big plays on offense. Christian McCaffrey's a little banged up, but make sure you have him in your flex position when you go into Monday night.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to have him in Monday night, and all of a sudden you can't pick up a receiver, and
I
you're
do want
resorting
to
to a
add,
running
make
back.
sure you have Jordan Mason on your team if you are a Christian McCaffrey
Yes,
owner.
yes.
Elijah Mitchell is out for the season. Make sure you have Jordan Mason.
And Jordan Mason looked good when he's in.
Yeah, he does. He's
You know,
strong, and I mean that offensive line is good. The scheme. I mean, we can say all the things about Kyle Shanahan's offense. We know what's going to happen. If you're the lead running back for that team, you know you're going to produce. We saw it with Elijah Mitchell when they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, and you're going to see it with Jordan Mason if McCaffrey doesn't play.
I do not like Brandon Ayuk in this game at all.
Yeah,
I think
you did say
coming off
that.
the
Sauce
contract
Gardner.
talk, he's on Sauce Gardner, and when Shanahan sees matchups like this, he's not going to bang his head against Brandon Ayuk versus Sauce Gardner.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what
going to
he's going
throw
to
to
do?
George Kittle or Debo Samuel or
He's
Christian
going to
McCaffrey.
find George Kittle against an aggressive defense. He's going to get it to McCaffrey. He's going to get Debo in open space, and they're going to win. And they got the playmakers to exploit this team.
Jawan Jennings or let's go Jawan Jennings or JSN.
JSN.
Let's go Jawan Jennings or Yoshivas.
Give me Yoshivas.
I like it. Let's go one more. Let's go Jawan Jennings or Marvin Mims.
Give me Marvin Mims, dude.
Oh,
Like I
that's so
like
bold.
Juwan
I love
Jennings
it.
is like gonna, but all the guys are healthy for the 49ers, and for me, Marvin Mims, wide receiver 2, probably going to catch some stuff in the punt return game.
Yeah.
His explosiveness can make
Same
a
thing
play.
with Jawan
Jennings,
Jennings. He'll be the punt returner.
yeah, Juwan Jennings, good. Yeah, good punt returner, not as good as Marvin Mims, I don't think. But
True.
Juwan Jennings, dude, I was watching him today. I was watching Peyton and Bill Belichick break down a 49ers game last year, and dude, Juwan Jennings drove this DB out of bounds, man. And his blocking ability is unreal.
He's legit. Dude.
He was over there by the water. He was pushing the dude up against on his own sidelines, up against the water coolers. He drove him so far by bounds. I was just,
I love that,
dude.
I love to see physical receivers in the NFL, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I think this game is God, dude, -4. I don't think it's enough, dude. Give me the 49ers to cover and give me the over. I don't think the Jets do a whole lot. I think the 49ers just put up 30 on the Jets today. Or tomorrow
I
night.
agree, man. The Jets defense is stout. I'm partly going to take the under, but the offense of the 49ers is going to be
Everyone's back.
Everyone's back. They're
Everyone's back.
going to come in here and put up
Healthy.
30 points.
Yeah, and you're gonna. Yeah, that's exactly what you're gonna see. It's gonna be like 31-17 or something.
What's the path for the Jets to win on the road tomorrow night?
Brees Hall busts an 80-yard touchdown on the first drive, and they can run the ball.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're going to have to play defense, which they got the defense to play. They got one of the top 5 defenses in the league.
I mean, barring no injuries, I don't see much of a path for the Jets to win. We'll say it's a fully healthy game, though. If Aaron Rodgers goes out and looks like, 2021 Aaron Rodgers, where he was the MVP, or was that 2020? I mean, yeah, the Jets could go out there and have a really good game. The problem is, like, there's not a whole lot of depth at receiver. They got Garrett Wilson. Like you said, they got Tyler Conklin. I mean, who else?
Who else?
We can pull up this depth chart. I'm sure there's going to be somebody they added.
Yeah, please. Mike Williams is supposed to be there now.
Mike Williams is there.
But
He's healthy. That's
he's
right.
already banged up.
Xavier Gibson, I forgot about him, and Alan Lazard. They did add Alan Lazard, so maybe I was a little harsh to say they don't have anybody else to throw to. I forgot about Alan Lazard completely, and Xavier Gibson, sadly. But those guys, I mean, that's the thing is like the defense for the 49ers. They're going to have a good pass rush, and they're going to have a good secondary. They do every single year.
Outside of Garrett Wilson, all those other guys, even Tyler Conklin included, those are just another guys to me. Like,
but Brees Hall is a legit threat in the passing game.
Definitely.
And not to mention they have Braylon Allen. I think this running game is going to be really good, and I think the play action is going to be so nasty in this game.
Yeah, a lot of back shoulders coming to Garrett Wilson, dude. Look for a back shoulder fade for a touchdown. You're going to see Garrett Wilson get involved.
I mean, Garrett Wilson had a touchdown against the Bills with Zach Wilson last year.
If Purdy comes out and just kind of like doesn't get off to if he gets off to a slow start, has some gets sacked, throws a pick, starts kind of slow, and then Aaron Rodgers is like efficient.
Yeah.
The run game from Brees Hall gets going, and then they can. But it's a small path. I think the 49ers, like you said, come out and put up 30. They look good. Jets probably come out and have like what 17.
Yeah.
I think 31-17 is something you could see there. Yeah, give me the 49ers to roll.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. You got anything else for this game?
Um, let's see. No, I think all the guys like Aaron Rodgers. If you're in a deep league, you starting him, or are you going with Baker Mayfield versus Washington?
Give me Baker Mayfield.
I would agree with that. Uh, Aaron Rodgers, or let's go Justin Herbert versus the Raiders.
Give me. I'll take Justin Herbert.
I'll take Justin Herbert there too. Um, Aaron Rodgers will do one more, or Will Levis.
Give me Will Levis.
Oh man, that's a
I
close
still
one. I
don't
don't
know
know
with
about
Aaron
that one.
Rodgers, man. I still don't know.
I'll go Will Levis there too. I'm gonna wait and see with Aaron
I
Rodgers
mean,
and
the
against
last season that
San
Aaron Rodgers
Fran.
played, he threw 3,600 yards, and it was ugly.
Yeah,
So,
but he's. We'll see. DFS this week, man.
oh, do you want to do survival first?
Let's do it. I got this. I got Cincinnati, but I feel a little weird about it.
All right, so let's go. Let's do 3 picks. Let's have a safer pick. None of these are safe, obviously. It's NFL football. You never know. But I'm going to go like a safe pick, a middle tier pick, and a risky pick. So my
Okay, I
first
like
safe
that.
pick is the Bengals. I think the Bengals is like the obvious choice.
44% of people playing Survivor is going Cincinnati today. So almost
Yeah,
half of them can be wiped out of the
yeah,
pool.
yeah. We will be a
Week
part
one.
of that because I'm, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Who do you got? Do you have a middle tier? Or would you like for me to go first?
Middle tier. Go ahead. You can go first.
I actually got the Bills for a middle tier. I feel like this should be a lock for a win in Buffalo, but we really don't know what this team is like, and people are pretty high on the Cardinals. It's middle tier, but I still feel like this is on the safer side too. I mean, the Bills are -6.5 for this.
I agree 100% with that. I like that take. I'm going to go with for my middle tier. I'm going to go with Houston over Indianapolis. It is on the road, but I
Oof.
think
That's a
CJ
divisional
Stroud.
game on the road.
It is a divisional game, but I really don't believe in Anthony Richardson like that. And I think that in my projections, I got Indianapolis only winning like 5 games, Houston making the playoffs. I think this is the game they win.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little on the dangerous side because I'm taking for my dangerous pick. I've got the Saints over the Panthers. The Saints at home -3.5. I don't have I have the Panthers winning 2 games this year, man. So, and this isn't one
This is
of them.
another divisional game, man.
Yeah, that's why it's on my
That's
dangerous
that's
side.
that's a little dangerous too. For my like, I think the Dolphins are a pretty safe pick. I
Yeah,
think
I'm with
they
you.
they win this game at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's another one you can go with. I don't know if you want to get the Dolphins out of the way this early
Yeah,
in such a
that's
game
the
that could
problem.
be this close, but in a on a week that's like the most risky week of picking in survival because we don't
Yeah,
really know.
you feel like you should take a good team
Um,
like the Bengals or the Bills.
yeah, it kind of seems like you could roll with the Dolphins and they're going to put up so much points, man.
Lions and 49ers are also some middle tier picks. I think they could be, pretty safe. I mean, -4.5, -4. Both teams at home, great offenses, great defenses.
The Lions game I don't want nothing to do with. The under over is so
Yeah,
big because of how explosive the offenses are, and that ball could bounce. It's a weird shaped ball, man. It bounces in funny ways.
yeah, that's a good point. What about your DFS lineup? I don't have one this week, so I'll let you go ahead with that.
Man, DFS is something that I've said for a long time. I think you should wait 2 or 3 weeks before you start putting money down. You got to see where these offensive coordinators and these coaches want what players they believe in, and you'll see that by like the plays that are drawn up for players. Like you saw it with Jaden Reed week one. That guy was involved and had plays coming right to him from the jump.
Yeah,
We
for
didn't really
sure.
know if he was going to get the volume like that. But so this is a week where I got a 50 cent lineup, and it's a fun lineup, man. I got at quarterback for 5,700. I got Jaden Daniels in this week, man. I think he's going to. It is on the road, but I think with his legs, the floor is pretty high. And I think against one of the worst secondaries last year, you're going to get a value of the floor being high on the rushing with Jaden Daniels with the ability to hit Terry McLaurin over the top against a weak defense. Um, At running back, I got for 6,900. I got James Cook against Arizona. I mean, yeah, against Arizona at home. The 32nd worst rush defense in Arizona. We know the volume's coming for Cook. We know Arizona has literally nobody on defense. This is going to be a great game for James Cook. I think you're going to see him in a lot of fantasy
I like
lineups.
that.
Um, the number two running back I have here is Kenneth Walker going against the 31st worst rush defense in Denver. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be he's going to be a staple of this offense. I think his big play explosiveness, he can take one to the house from 50 yards out. I think he's going to have a great day. The floor is going to be high, and he could be the running back one this week. We'll see. Uh, at receiver, I got Tyreek Hill at 8,700. You gotta if you're going to spend up, who has a higher ceiling other than Christian McCaffrey? But Christian McCaffrey's got a tough defense he's going against. Tyreek Hill, he's going to score a big touchdown today. We all know it. It's coming.
Yeah,
60
yeah, I can
yards,
see it.
70 yards. Um, Wide receiver two, I got the stack with Terry McLaurin with Jaden Daniels. I think at 5,600 is a great value. There's nobody back there to stop Terry McLaurin. Jaden Daniels, he looked good in preseason. He looked good. He split a cover two on the sidelines to Brown in a tight window. I think he looks good. The legs look good. He's going to be running, but Terry McLaurin, I think he's going to score today. I love the stack.
Yeah.
Wide receiver three for 5,200. I got Josh Palmer. I think Josh Palmer is going to be the number one, and especially deep threat receiver. Ladd McConkey might take over when he starts to get pushed into the offense. You're going to see some flashes of McConkey today, but Josh Palmer ultimately, I think he could hit 80 yards this week as a wide receiver
Right.
three.
Yeah,
Pretty
I like
safe,
it.
and maybe he gets a deep ball touchdown. He's a deep threat receiver. I like him a lot.
For sure.
At tight end, I'm going with a triple stack here, and it feels weird, but for 3,600, I got my man Zach Ertz. I got
I
my
think
man
it's an
Zach Ertz
excellent play,
in.
man.
I think he's going to get some volume. I think that the Kingsbury coming over, he favored Zach Ertz in that Arizona offense last year. I'm not big on Zach Ertz this year, but he is the tight end one, and we got a rookie quarterback on the road. Would it shock you to see him catch a touchdown from Jaden
No,
Daniels? And you
absolutely
got the
not.
stack already. I think the Ertz comes with a floor. It sounds weird going triple stack there, but with the value of all those players, there's upside for all those players too, and I think a high floor for all those players.
Let me interrupt you real quick. I do want to add that Jalen Wright just got swapped from healthy to out. Imagine that, a Dolphins running back that can't stay healthy.
Oh man, I feel like it's nerve wracking. I think you'll be having your fingers crossed with Mostert and HN all year, but
Yeah,
the
for sure.
upside is so high. At flex, I originally had Jerome Ford in, but I didn't think the ceiling was that high against Dallas. I put in Tank Dell. I
That's
think
fun.
Tank
That's
Dell
fun.
with the crossers against the cover three that the Colts always run. I mean, the chemistry's already there with Tank Dell. I think you're going to see some big plays out of Tank Dell today. And I punted defense. I went with the Patriots defense against Cincinnati.
That's
I think
interesting.
that
That's
there's
interesting.
some. I think that for 2,600, I don't think the Panthers are a bad pick there either because I think Derek Carr holds onto the ball. He takes sacks. He throws picks. He's a gunslinger. You could have a chance for like some big plays on defense. But for against Cincinnati, I'm not like a big believer in Moss like running you out of an 8-man box. I don't think they
Mm-hmm.
have a receiver if Chase and Higgins are out that can stretch the field. I think they can keep 8 men in the box, make this tough. I think Joe Burrow not having the chemistry with these receivers that are stepping in for these big name guys. I think that the chemistry's not going to be there. It's going to force him to hold on to the ball a little longer. For 2,600, I think it allows me to get a lot of volume like Tyreek Hill. It
Yeah.
allows me to get James Cook, Kenneth Walker. I like the Patriots or the Panthers if you punt DFS this week.
So go back through that lineup just real quick, so we can get it all lined in order real fast.
Jaden Daniels at quarterback, 5,700. James Cook for 6,900. Kenneth Walker for 6,100. Tyreek Hill for 8,700. Terry McLaurin, the stack, 5,600. Josh Palmer for 5,200. Zach Ertz for 36. Tank Dell in the flex for 5,500. And Patriots defense for 2,600.
That's a solid lineup, man. I really like that lineup. I got some. I didn't do a defense lineup, but I do have some prop picks. I think that are going to be really easy to hit, man. I got some tiers like I did for the survival. But for my
Okay.
easy tier, I got Jalen Warren over 12.5 receiving yards.
Love
Last
that.
year,
Take
dude,
the
he had
over.
like 370 receiving yards. He averaged over 21 receiving yards per game last year. And
Yeah,
I thought that's just
I
an
like
easy one.
that.
12 and a half, man. You know, we'll see though. The thing that does worry me is it's not Russell Wilson. But
That does worry me a little bit.
also looking back last year, um, who was the running back for the dang Bears? I forgot his name. It was like a mixture of like Deontay Foreman and those guys. Um, Roshan Johnson. Those guys had a lot of receiving work with Justin Fields. So, um, yeah, I
Okay.
got
I like that. I like that a
Jalen
lot. I think
Warren
that
over 12 and a half. Then for a middle tier one, I got Jonathan Taylor getting 2 receptions. That seems so easy. This is all on prize picks, by the
so
way.
easy. Is Naheem
Yeah,
Hines still there? He left, didn't he? Yeah, he's
I think
left. He's
he's been
been
gone
gone.
for a while. Yeah,
Yeah, he went to
Jonathan Taylor
Buffalo.
getting more than 2 receptions. And then for a little bit of a hard one, I do have Greg Dortch less than 200 or 26 and a half receiving yards. There's so many
Yeah,
options in this offense. They're going to run the ball. I think the Bills are going to run the ball, and I took the over in that game. So I think that the passing won't be as crazy in Arizona. The other two I do have, there is one on Prize Picks right now. I don't know if it'll still be up, but Caleb Williams to get 1 passing yard. That's just like a gimme. It's kind of enticing you to just bet, because you have to have at least 2 picks to
yeah.
have one. But if you're going to do 2 safe picks, my 2 safest picks would be like if you're going to do Caleb Williams, I've got Zach Ertz 2.5 or more receptions, so more than 2.5 receptions.
So we're both like slightly in on Zach Ertz. Like we don't expect there to be like 100 yards or a touchdown or nothing, but we expect there to be something.
I mean, I expect it to be like 4 or 5 catches and like 30 yards, 40
That's
yards,
what I expect to.
which is
And
great
with the
for a cheap
stack,
tight end.
yeah, definitely. I like all those props, man. You've really been hitting on the props lately, and I've liked all the ones you picked. I like to throw some that I am concerned at, like the Greg
Yeah,
Dortch. I'm a little concerned with, um, because he's a guy who you can see Kyler Murray extending the play, and Greg Dortch being up and downfield for a 40-yard catch and have like 2 catches.
yeah, for sure,
You
man. But
know,
yeah, I like it, man. I think we got some solid takes on this. We're gonna have to go back and review and see how we did, after today and
yeah.
tomorrow. But do you have anything else for these guys watching?
I don't know, man. Week one always always wild. The players you expect to show out, they might not even be up to speed. Some players that like you didn't even think would show out might go out there and pull some kind of like Puka Nakua last year.
Never. You got to be on the lookout.
Cam Akers was supposed to be the number one coming in, and then all of a sudden he's like Kyron Williams is scoring 2 touchdowns, and then Cam Akers is on the bench, and then all of a sudden Kyron Williams is the league winner.
Yeah, for sure.
So no one expected the Texans to come out there and do what the Texans did last year. So it's going to be a fun year, man.
It's week one, man. It's week one. NFL football is finally here. So good luck to everybody in your fantasy leagues, and good luck to you, man.
Yeah, thanks for everyone that listens. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to the Sunday cast. This is one of my favorite things, man. It's always good to get on here and kind of just go over these games with you guys.
Heck yeah, man. Well, good luck today. Good luck everybody that's watching, and we'll see y'all next weekend.